Trenton Titans. Well, last Friday night, the Titans welcomed in the South Carolina Stingrays, the top team in the Southern Conference. Well, tonight, the logjam in the Northern Conference comes to fruition as the Dayton Bombers come to town. Now, the Titans and the Bombers, final 2 regular season matchups this weekend between these two teams. Now, earlier this season, they played a couple games in Dayton. They were very tightly matched games. Titans winning that first game at 4-2 on Mike Hall's game-winning goal. And really, in that particular game, it was a goal with 40 seconds left. It appeared to go into overtime, but a bad change for the Dayton Bombers, and that helped Mike Hall get some room, and he snapped one by Greg Gardner for the game-winning goal. They added an empty netter. The following night, the Titans overcome a couple of 1-goal deficits in the third period en route to a 4-3 victory. As I bring in my partner, Peter Caggiano, as we looked at that, Dayton, very good power play team, and one of the guys it starts and ends with is Jamie Ling. You've got to take away time and space from this guy, otherwise he kills you.
Jamie Ling, what a good hockey player this kid is. He wears a C on his shirt. He's their captain. He's in his 3rd year, coming out of Notre Dame University, leads the team with 65 points. His 50 assists put him 3rd in the ECHL. But what's so good about him is he sees the ice so well, Joe. He has good vision. He looks. He knows when to shoot. He knows when to pass. Right now, he has 6 game-winning goals, 7 game-winning assists, and 4 shorthanded goals. That's just amazing.
Yeah, he's an unbelievable player, especially with special teams. Don't think the Troy Ward and Mike Havlin didn't think about that in game planning for this weekend series. Right now, let's go down to Kenny Adelberger, who's with the head coach of the Titans.
Hey, thanks, Joe. We're with the head coach, and you know, Jamie Ling is certainly going to garner some attention tonight. Hopefully he doesn't do too much to you guys offensively, but from a defensive standpoint, you guys have been so strong all year long. How will you focus on him tonight? Do you try and go right at him, or will you try to take away his options? He's a pretty good assist guy.
Well, I think both things will be difficult to do. I think the biggest thing we have to do as a team is we've got to be probably more ready to understand when he's on the ice, and I call that bench awareness, and know that he's coming up, and know that the 5 guys that we put out there at that particular time understand that he is out there, so we pay a little more special attention to him. I'd like to hope that just our system, as you just mentioned, it's been good all year. If we're aware of his abilities and we know that he's on the ice and we play our system, I'd like to say that would hopefully stop that. But at the same time, that doesn't always work, as Gretzky and Mario and the certain guys have proven at all levels. So we'll just take her shift by shift. We'll see how his game is going, see how our game is going, and I think we'll make adjustments as we go.
Troy, thanks. Good luck tonight.
Thank you very much.
Let's go back upstairs to Joe.
As the Dayton Bombers go and Jamie Ling goes, that's how the Northern Conference is going to shake down. Who will have the top spot in the Northern Conference? Maybe a little preview as we head into the stretch run. The Titans and the Bombers coming up next.
Are you ready for the war on the floor? The Trenton Lightning indoor football team storms into action this April at the brand new Sovereign Bank Arena in Trenton. It's wall-to-wall football action battle on a 50-yard indoor gridiron. The hits are hard, the scores come fast, and the atmosphere is electric. Season tickets are available now at the Sovereign Bank Arena box office or by calling 609-688-8888. Trenton Lightning football, we're taking it indoors.
Bring together 6 premier automotive franchises. And what do you get? The Peruzzi Auto Group, a team dedicated to a single goal, complete customer satisfaction. We start with a large selection, over 3,000 new and used cars, trucks, vans, and sport utilities. We continue with unbeatable pricing. Our high volume allows Peruzzi to sell for less, and we end with superior service from every department. When it comes to complete customer satisfaction, Peruzzi is the only way to go.
Great job there from the Anthel Elementary Choir. What a way to get started this big weekend back-to-back between the Titans and the Dayton Bombers. So let's get to it. It's going to be an exciting one. Tonight's Trenton Titans hockey game is brought to you by U.S. Airways. The head coach of the Titans in his first season behind the bench is Troy Ward. He's led the Titans to the best record to this point in the East Coast Hockey League. And tonight's starting goaltender for the Trenton Titans is the All-Star, Scott Sterling. For Sterling, 21-7-2 record, 2.12 goals against average, second best in the East Coast Hockey League, a .923 save percentage, and 3 shutouts. On the other side, a very fiery coach who's ready for this back-to-back weekend, Greg Ireland, in his third season as the head coach and director of hockey operations for the Dayton Bombers. And his starting goaltender tonight, maybe a bit of a surprise, Alex Westland up in Milwaukee. It's going to be Greg Gardner. Gardner, 8-6-2, 2.65 goals against average, a .907 save percentage, and 2 shutouts. Greg Gardner was the first ever signee last summer, of the Columbus Blue Jackets. He's had a bit of a disappointing season, but has been starting to turn it around. Referee tonight is Joe Ernst. Your linesmen, Carl Sasson and John O'Brien. The Titans lead the all-time series 6-2. They are 2-1 here at Sovereign Bank Arena. The final game of the regular season series will be tomorrow night at Sovereign Bank Arena, and we are underway. The Titans start out the Whitworth line with Annika Dodfali on the left side. On the right side, Elaine St. Hilaire. And that will counter as Cam White fires one into the crowd. And they counter that Jamie Ling line. And I'll tell you what, it's going to be an interesting matchup tonight. I'd asked Troy Ward about this yesterday, who he would want to match up against Jamie Ling's line. He said David Whitworth. He brings that grit, finishes his check. That's a guy who can take away time and space.
Well, it's going to take more than just a forward line, and it's going to take the defense to help out. Wingers are going to have to come back because, as the coach mentioned earlier, do you cover Ling or do you cover his outlets? Do you cover who he's going to pass to? It's a combination of both that'll work.
St. Hilaire plays behind the net. Ling with a steal there. Comes back out to the far point. Robert Eck, a long shot. Tip right on Sterling. The save falls back and they score. The puck was loose. And pinching in on the play was Bill McCauley. Sterling, he thought he had it underneath him and thought he was sitting on the puck, but McCauley right there, they crashed the net. And right off the bat, Dayton scoring first just 24 seconds into the game.
Bill McCauley scores his 10th of the season on a scramble from right in front. Shot from the point. The original save is made. He whacks once. Sterling doesn't know where it is. And then from the left side of your screen, you see McCauley come in and put the puck home. Again, that's Ling starting from behind the goal line. Now watch as he screens in front. He screens Sterling a little bit, taps it once, and then McCauley comes in. Don't be surprised if Ling picks up another assist. His 51st of the season.
Bill McCauley's 10th goal of the season, 24 seconds into the game, has silenced this crowd that's still just getting into their seats. And it's a 1-0 Bombers lead. Now we're going to get a penalty the other way as Spadafora trying to chase on the forecheck. He was interfered with, and the culprit's going to be Doug Nolan. So
we can take a look at the goal that was just scored by Dayton. Watch as good pressure and starts. That's Ling behind the net. And all he does is just intercept the pass as it's tapped back. There's the shot from the point. Ling pokes at it once. It almost goes in. But again, from the left side, crashing in net as all good goal scorers do. Bill McCauley taps home the puck. Only had to hit it about a foot. But it's his goal, his 10th of the season.
And Bill McCauley, should be noted, a converted forward. He's played defense the last couple seasons, so he has a bit of the sniper's touch as well. Bertoli a long shot, and Gardner the stop. Titans on the power play. It's going to be critical. Titans power play was 0 for 8 in the opening 2 games against the Bombers. Kite plays it far boards, couldn't clear. Held in by Belter. Now on the far wall, a pass deflected. Belter will send it back in. Kite there now near wall. He backhands, couldn't get it out. Hall holds it in. Sauced it far circle. Belter with room. Diagonal feet. Skrobot. And he tried a shot. I think Ling might have tied him up the last second as he chipped it wide. Hall near point for Bertoli. Bertoli feathered to Skrobot. Skrobot back to Bertoli. Back to Skrobot. Skrobot trying to play it down deep. McCauley steals. He's got open ice. And he will clear.
What a setup for Skrobot. Similar to the way Cale McLean takes power play shots. Right-handed shot on the left-hand side. Dayton does a great job. They're 7th in their league. 83.2% kill rate.
And as always, this is a Trigen Energy power play as the puck played all the way back into the neutral zone. Now back deep in the Titans end as the Titans Trying to get a rush going here with just 45 seconds remaining on the man advantage. Bertoli for O'Brien. He takes a bump there. Boy, just got run at there. And able to get the pass up to Cable, who backhands it in deep. And again, Cale McLean not playing here tonight. He's up in Philadelphia with the Phantoms. All the injuries there. He's going to get an opportunity. And you can tell, I think they do miss him on the power play.
Absolutely. He's a sniper. He's the kind of guy they just set up on the far circle and just one-times that shot.
Choo-Choos plays it out to O'Brien. Near circle, a shot. Gardner tip, and they score! Sasha Choo-Choos just off the IR today, and he poked in a rebound over a fallen Gardner. Wham, bam, boom, it's tied at 1.
That's what happens when you crash the net. Good things occur. Power play goal by the Titans. And for Sasha, another goal, as you see the sign, big as day right there. The Titans tie this game at 1. Shot comes from the point. That's O'Brien. Choo-Choos taps in the loose puck from right outside the point, as he does what all good goal scorers do. Right-handed shot. He has the whole net to shoot at. He taps it home. It's his 9th of the season. And he ties the game at 1.
And a big goal, too. Choo-Choos is going to be, I think, playing tonight in Cale McLean's normal spot as we get an icing call against the Titans. And here we go. We got a scrum in the far corner. Now in the near corner here is White. He gave a rough shot there to Brendan Brooks. Brooks, a little feisty player with some speed. He didn't like that. Off the icing call. And we got a problem. Well, referee Joe Ernst stepped right in, and I think we're going to have some penalties here. Well, Brooks initiated that whole situation. The shove right off the bat. And White will head of the box, and Brendan Brooks will go right away as well with him. As we'll see what the calls are here.
You got to love Ernst, the referee tonight. He just stood there with his arm folded. That's body language to saying, I know what I'm doing. I'm in control of this. I know exactly what I'm going to call. He makes the call real quick and easy. And it looks to be Brooks and White in the box.
Indeed, that's what it's going to be. 2:40 the time of the penalties, offsetting roughing minors to Brendan Brooks and Cam White. So we're going to skate 4 skaters aside. Take a look at Troy Ward, and I see a little bit happier. I don't think he expected right off the bat, the opening couple of shifts, that Dayton would have an early lead, but the Titans did respond, Peter, and that's a big thing in the big game like this.
And they got a power play goal, something that had been lacking earlier in the season and earlier in the series with this team. But tonight, to jump on it and go 1 for 1 is a big sign.
Bombers penalty kill, very good as well. Ling now sauced it in front, trying to get Nemeth, who's pinching in on a deflection and a tip shot, and Sterling making a stop. Molina will play to Scott Bertoli. That man's for Paul Spadafora. Had a great game last Friday night against South Carolina as he rolls one in. Ling back to get it. Jamie Ling shakes free, carries back out to center. Ling now cutting in, trying to stop start, now centered in front, and good coverage by the Titans as he tried to hit Bill McCauley that time. I'll tell you what, you get confused when you see these guys. They've got converted forwards playing D, converted defensemen that are more offensive like Tom Nemeth. I mean, this is a pretty good skilled team up and down. McCauley, and a cut towards the net, backhands one for Preston. Preston flip shot, and Sterling right there with the pad stop. Arwall McCauley lays it out, high slot, Eck, a long shot right on Sterling with the blocker. And the puck comes out to Steve O'Brien.
Good save by Sterling. He saw the shot all the way. It was up high to his right side. He used that big flat blocker that goes on his right hand that covers his stick hand to make the save.
There's 35 seconds left on the 4-on-4. McDonough lost the puck. Here comes Hall the other way, waiting for help. Hall stopping, waiting. Hall again. Feathered for Molina, flip shot. He didn't see. He had Belter the other side, just wide. Strobot behind the net. Strobot trying to walk in front. Now trying to peel off as Nemeth forcing him back in the corner. Poke checks there. Eck and Hall come back into the play. And Hall chips it far corner as Hall gets knocked down. And it's Jonathan Schill on the far wall. Finally gets some help. Plays it to big Robert Eck. And Eck plays it to McDonald. Trying to throw it in deep. As we're back to 5-on-5. Belter now will flip it in. Tied at 1. Early stages of this first period. Bombers coming out. Well, that time it's Doug Nolan. There's one of those guys who can play forward or D, and now an offside whistle, and here we go. We got Whitworth pushing and shoving.
Whitworth coming in a little bit after that whistle, just taking the player out, and he's not too happy about it, understandably.
That's Mike Mulligan. Last season in the Whipple, the Western Professional Hockey League, as we call it, 35 games this season. Now with the El Paso Buzzards, and I'll tell you what, there's a few guys on this team, Peter, again, the Titans better be ready to hit. They got to be ready, because every time they go in the corner, especially the forwards, they're going to try to rough up the finesse players, the more skilled Titans forwards.
Well, you mentioned how good their penalty killing unit is. They have to be, because they do take a lot of penalties. Not foolish penalties. They just play a very aggressive physical style. And when you do that, you're going to get called for elbows or charges or high sticks.
There's an icing called against the Titans. The draw will come back to the right of Scott Sterling. And one thing should be noted, they're going to get some help, Dayton, because as of Wednesday, Chris Thompson's going to report. He's a guy they acquired from Greensboro. There was some talk the Titans were trying to acquire him as well after he left the Generals, trying to get him in a trade. He went to school, fine league, was convinced by the Dayton Brass to come play for him. And let me tell you something, he's another one of those guys, real physical, but he can put some points up as well. Potter backhands out Whitworth. He tried to slide the puck free. Doug Nolan now back into the defense spot now. Is it for Mulligan? Now back to Nolan. Chip to Greg Lebensky. The near wall, Mulligan. And Mulligan finally able to break out ahead for Derek Ernest. He's another one of those guys that, nickname, you call him a knuckle dragger. He's one of those guys that loves the physical play, but he will take a bad penalty. Titans have to take advantage when he's on the ice.
Never mind bad penalties, Joe. He takes all kinds of penalties. He sat in the box for 256 minutes so far this year.
He was in Hampton Roads last year, and one of those typical players that everybody finishes the check, and Brophy has a few of those as well that will get physical and will fight. This Kite roughed up by White. White taken out in the far corner. And Scoreboard able to get the loose puck. Ahead for Spatafora. All Spatafora. Slides for Scoreboard, now leaves for Bertoli. Bertoli trying to cut in. Wrist shot. Gardner got a piece of that with a stick. Along the far wall and back out to center.
Bertoli let that shot go right on the ice. Gardner was a little bit screened, but was able to close the pads and make the save.
He battled on the far wall and chipped ahead. Now Ling will sauce cross ice, trying to get Kite, but Molina will intercept, sends it right back in. Delayed offside, Titans will clear. And now they can chase. Blaine McCauley off the stick of Kite, too hot of a pass, and Molina feathers right back in again. Nemeth pressured by Chuchus and forced a turnover. Hall trying to dig it out. Hall behind the net trying to shake free of Blaine McCauley. And Hall then knocked down as Nemeth able to rim it off the fireboards and back the other way. And it will slide down, and we're going to get an icing call against the Dayton Bombers. Well, the Titans and the Bombers each with an early goal in the opening 2.5 minutes. That's the man who scored for the Titans, Chuchus. We'll be back with more after this. Back to the Sovereign Bank Arena. Early stages of this game in the first period. Each team with a goal in the opening 2.5 minutes. The Bombers getting theirs 24 seconds in by that man, Bill McCauley, a converted centerman now playing defense the last couple seasons. And you see good numbers on defense for McCauley as well as Nemeth. They got some really good offensive players here from the blue line.
Well, you see his good numbers because even though he plays defense, he knows how to handle the puck up front.
Chuchus again, we just saw a shot of him. He has the Titans goal on the power play, a rebound, and playing a spot. He's probably going to get getting a regular shift on this line with Hall and Cable that Cale McLean would normally have.
Which is to be the right-handed shot, but play the left side so you have the whole net to shoot at.
When you get guys called up, that's one of the things that I think the Titans have done so well this year is that guys have stepped their play up when you lose key personnel, and that's how you become a great team come playoff time. You get your depth. You establish that depth. Puck thrown back in. Belter off the stick of Choo-Choo's. Puck stolen and thrown in the slot. Good coverage. Molina staying there, but held in by Preston. Preston flipped it in front. Locked away by Molina, and Choo-Choo's will feather it slowly back into the Dayton zone. Back to chase is Dan Preston as the Titans and Bombers both make some change. Brendan Brooks and a cross-ice feed. St. Hilaire deflected it into the Titan zone. O'Brien, he's behind the net for Jeff Potter. Potter or Ryan Moynihan ahead for St. Hilaire. Alain St. Hilaire will chip one in, hoping for Dot Folly. He's there, taken out of the play there by Kaler. Troy Kaler then throws one towards the net. McCauley almost turned it over, and then St. Hilaire deflecting his pass-out attempt and into the crowd. That's Blaine McCauley. He and Bill McCauley, no relation, same spelling of the last name. But Blaine McCauley, again, he's one of those guys that more the physical defenseman for this Dayton team.
Blaine comes out of Lake Superior in the 44 games this year so far. No goals, but he does have 9 assists. Again, no stranger to the penalty box. 179 minutes in the box.
Greg Ireland, I tell you what, a very, very fiery coach. These two coaches, that's about as intense as you'll get. What a matchup here. It's going to be a chess match between these two teams again this weekend, much as it was back on January 13th and 14th at Nutter Center in Dayton, Ohio. Thrown back into the Titan zone. Kaler tied up by Potter. O'Brien chips near side for Dot Folly. He'll play off the glass and back into the Bomber zone. Quickly taken by McCauley. Into Tom Nemeth. There's one in. Arnwald then tipped in front. They score. I think some miscommunication there. A perfect dump and deflected out of the far corner. Mulligan there, and again miscommunication. No communication there by the Titans. I think White or O'Brien just didn't know which one was going to take it, and it ends up in the Titans net.
Exactly so, Joe. Steve O'Brien and Cam White each thought the other was going to pick it up, and then look, squirting right between them and picking up that loose puck. Mike Mulligan tucks it home for his second goal of the season. Just Johnny on the spot, does a good job just beating Sterling's outstretched left leg, and again a quick goal out of nothing. The Bombers take a 1-0 lead. Excuse me, a 1-goal lead.
In big games like this, you can ill afford mistakes like this, and that is a critical one for the Titans. And again, Mulligan is just again hustling on the play after the dumping on the forecheck, and he gets rewarded for it. Finds a loose puck past a very startled Scott Sterling. And Spadafora tied up by Nolan, and Nolan working him over. Spadafora is going to draw the penalty as we get the whistle. And then he gives an extra shot to Nolan, and that's going to offset the penalty. And Spadafora has got to be smarter there.
Oh, you bet, Joe. The official, Ernst, had his hand raised. It was going to be a penalty against the Bombers, and only one penalty at that point. And especially because our official was standing right there, watches the two players go right in. Nolan ties him up, roughs him up a little bit there with the forearm to the side. You see our official go by with his right hand up. Now watch, boom, there's the left. Again, another one. No reason for that, knowing that the call was going to be made against Nolan. It would have given the Titans another power play. Instead, now they're each going to sit for 2 minutes. You have to be more disciplined than that.
And Spadafora, again, just unfortunately just struck back. And referee Joe Ernst was looking at the whole play. It's not as if he was going to turn his head and go up ice. Titans didn't have control. He blew it dead right away. And Spadafora, again, he and Nolan for offsetting roughing minors.
And Nolan had stopped his aggression at that point and was just standing next to him. It wasn't as if Nolan was still pounding away and he was trying to defend himself. A bad, bad penalty to take.
Well, you notice one thing early on, Peter, and I tell you what, it's so obvious. Dayton wants this to be a physical game, and we knew it coming in. We knew it was going to be one of those types of things. Talk about all the skill on both sides, but Dayton a very physical team, and the Titans got to turn it up a notch. They've got to finish their checks in this game and be ready.
Well, they have to turn it up a notch, and they have to turn another cheek, because you can't give back power plays.
Thrown now, far side, and O'Brien, Belter trying to chip that out. Poke check free from Brooks, and Hall trying to get it out, could not. And finally, puck turned back over, and Hall now has control. And Hall will roll ahead for Shane Belter. Belter will flip it in. He'll go for a change. Strobot and Hall will stay out. McCauley winds it far walls, turnover. Strobot in the high slot. O'Brien, Rashad and Gardner. The stop, and he holds on. And now he will play with the Titans in the areas. Brendan Brooks will carry it out. Brooks, inside feed, missing Mike Isherwood. O'Brien then tried a backhand feed. He put it right on goal. And Sterling had to be alert.
Sterling had to use the right hand to make a save. That might have caught the upper right-hand corner.
Well, Hall trying to slide it free for Dodfally, but that blocked away. I think the Titans, I don't know if rattled is the right word, but I think they are in this game.
Oh, they sure are. They're a little off their game right now. They're a little off center. They need to calm down.
Back behind his own net, White takes a bump from Isherwood. Boy, and they finish every check, and we've seen that. Either a hit or a hack or a whack. Puck is sent back in. And Allaire taken out there by two Bombers players. And here comes Preston. And Preston. He slides it in. Williams high on the dasherboard, bumps with Ling. And he plays it back out. Preston catching the trailer, Nemeth, and then throwing it towards the net. Ling still got a deflection on it, but just chipped it wide. Pipe finishing his check on White. And Williams bumping with Pipe. And it's played out. Bertoli to St. Hilaire, back to 5-on-5. Springs for Spatafor, trying to split the defense. And Ling right there getting help from Nolan. And then Ling knocked down by Bertoli. Sent right back in again. Bertoli chasing Nemeth. He's to Ling, drops it back to Kipe. Kipe slides for Ling, and Spatafora hit on Kipe. There's Belter out to play for Moynihan.
Well, he hit Kipe right where the penalty box is, and the glass is missing there, so he ran them right into that post.
Molina long shot, just wide of the near post. And the Bombers come back the other way. Ling will just throw it in deep now as he gets a change. And quick turnaround there by Belter to Molina. He's back to center. Spatafora, though, tied up by Nemeth. And Belter or Cable reflecting one in, hoping to get Moynihan. He's tied up. And then Nemeth able to play it off. Schill, he lost the puck. Hall in front for Cable. Who's puck a shot? And Gardner got a piece of it. And there's the turnover there again in the Bombers zone. The Titans have to continue the aggressive forecheck. They're going to get chances on this defense.
Cable sitting all alone on the left-hand side. Just took a shot, but a great save by Gardner.
Here comes McDonough. Plays it for Brooks. Try to sauce right back to McDonough, and it's knocked away, and Cable plays the Choo-Choos. Sasha Choo-Choos dumps it in. He has the lone Titans goal as the Bombers hold this one-goal lead. Played up, back to center. White pedaling in his own zone. Now plays it for O'Brien. O'Brien carry to center. He'll slide it in as the Titans will make a change of their own. And the Bombers with a 2-1 lead. That last goal from Mike Mulligan was an unassisted one. And you can imagine, and now played in the Bombers zone. They battle. St. Hilaire chips it free for Whitworth. Whitworth trying to cut, trying to wrap around Gardner. Got a piece of it. It's in his score.
Well, St. Hilaire saw the puck in the crease. He whacked once. I think he might have hit Gardner's pad on the first one, but then the second one he was able to put through. As we watch Whitworth on the wraparound, you're going to see it sitting right there. Take a look. This is Whitworth. Left-handed shot as he comes around the net. There's the whack, and then, yes, it crosses the line. It didn't quite go in right away. It banged off the right pad of Gardner, and then wasn't even hard enough to reach the back of the net. It stopped only inches over the line, but it counts, and we're now tied at 2.
And Elaine St. Hilaire, boy, had a big goal last Friday night against South Carolina. Follows that up with another goal here tonight. St. Hilaire now with his 9th of the season. And David Whitworth, you know what? The turnover along the wall, the Titans aggressive on the forecheck. And you know, two things we've seen, Peter. One positive for Dayton is they continue to finish their checks. It may have rattled the Titans a bit, but when the Titans get the puck deep in the Dayton zone, as now we're going to get a penalty called on Williams, when the Titans get the puck deep in the Dayton zone, they've been able to exploit their defense.
Well, you mentioned some players are not normal defensemen playing back there tonight for the Bombers, and they do such a good job of working the puck around the net, and they do a good job of going to the net. Vince Williams is going to sit. There's a cross check right in the back. of Mike Mulligan. And Williams, although he complained about the call, no doubt about it, 2 hands on the stick, making contact directly with the player. And for that, let's hit 2 minutes. And there is just 6 minutes remaining here in the first period. The Titans, as you mentioned, Joe, looked a little off kilter there for a while. That goal brought them right back in the game, and now they have to do a good job with this penalty kill.
Yeah, real critical here, and against a very good power play unit, 4th in the league, 66 for 239, 20.1% for these Bombers. And remember, 4 of 12 in the previous 2 meetings against the Titans. As Jamie Ling carries the puck up, there you see the numbers as the puck dumped in. This is such a critical kill right here for the Titans. Puck centered out in front and blocked. And far wall held in. Nolan plays down low to Bill McCauley for Ling. Ling holding. Sides to Bill McCauley. High slot Nemeth. A shot through traffic, and Sterling a nice stop. Rebound comes out to Spadafora, and a clear.
Bombers doing that tight circle right around that faceoff dot to the left of Sterling. Keep rotating the puck. The shot came from the point. Easy save.
Kipe sends it back behind the net. White intercepts. Bumped off there by Ling, and then a turnover. Kipe able to dig it out. Ben Kipe still holding. Now all the way back to the point. Lays it to Bill McCauley. McCauley holding. High slot Nemeth. Trying to cut in. Fakes the shot. Then wrists it in front. And Sterling the stop. Rebound loose in front. And hook to the far wall. Doug Nolan there for Nemeth. Tom Nemeth, a shot right on. Sterling the stop. Rebound Belter. He backhands near wall, hoping for Hall. Into Sauce in front. Ahead for St. Hilaire. St. Hilaire trying to cut in on Nolan, trying to get around him. He stops, waiting for help. They'll kill some more time. And Elaine St. Hilaire feathered in front, trying to get Hall. Still wasting more precious time on this Bombers power play. And a good vision there. Hall and St. Hilaire, good reaction there to set that odd man chance up.
Used the boards as almost if it was another player, banged it off to make that pass perfect right on his stick.
A puck thrown towards the net. Sterling intercepts, trying to clear it out, and it's going to be taken there by Preston. Behind the net, McDonald. He plays it far wall, held in far boards, Levinsky. He throws it back deep on the near walls. We are now back to even strength, and the puck is cleared all the way back down the Bombers zone. Very critical kill for the Titans.
Very good kill for the Titans, but Sterling again almost got himself into trouble handling that puck and trying to clear it himself. He should leave it for his defenseman.
As now Levinsky bringing the puck back in offside, and we will cut to a break. Well, you wouldn't get anything less. Both teams deadlocked at 2. We'll be back with more after this. Hey hockey fans, the Trenton Titans have begun their 2nd season with a bang. Come out and see all the high-flying, goal-scoring, kick-saving action of the Trenton Titans. Individual game tickets are on sale now at the Sovereign Bank Arena box office. All Ticketmaster outlets are charged by phone at 609-520-8383. The Titans face off against Dayton on Friday night, February 23rd, and Saturday night, the 24th. Great seats are still available for all games. The Trenton Titans. It's riveting hockey. Well, here's our Princeton occupational check of the game, and here it comes.
Boom, that's it. Cam White running into Isherwood, and watch the stick right by the face. Isherwood taking exception to that, but that's what happens when 2 big players come together, carrying a piece of lumber that's 7 feet long.
Once again, that's our Princeton OCC check of the game. And in this game, Peter, it's hit or be hit. And we've seen that right off the bat there. Mike Isherwood, the rookie, found that out.
Joe, there's some games where every time you touch the puck, and there's other games whether you're touching the puck or not, you're going to get hit. This is one of those kind of games.
And here we go. There's going to be a penalty. And
I think it's Cam White again.
And it's going to be an elbowing call. And we talk about guys finishing their check. Troy Kaler trying to finish his check, and White got the elbow up. And now the Titans once again are going to be short-handed with just 3:38 left here in the first in a deadlock game.
And on that last power play, Dayton had 5 shots on goal. Every one of them rebuffed by the Titans. But now again, Troy Ward has to have his team ready and prepared. 4 best defensive players on the ice.
So White in the box is Troy Ward writing his notes down there. And tell you what, I don't think he can be too happy about that penalty because the puck was already out of the zone. And that's one of those, you mentioned it before, you can't afford to take penalties in big games against good teams, especially this power play unit.
There are good penalties to take and there are bad penalties to take. That was a bad penalty. If you're up by 6 goals, you want to take that penalty because the guy hit you earlier, that's one thing. But in a 2-2 game in the first period, that's a no-no.
The Titans can kill this off. You can also say, again, you want to be aggressive. You send a message. You want to continue your checks, but I think White knows as well. He'd like to have that one back. Nolan, he lost the puck to St. Hilaire. St. Hilaire trying to break in, trying to break from the pack. St. Hilaire hooked the shot. He just chipped it wide, and he got hooked from behind. There's going to be a penalty call that will nullify the remaining 90 seconds on this Bombers power play.
Well, there's one guy who has his skates on tonight and is really moving. Alain St. Hilaire doing a great job. Now, this is on the penalty kill as he intercepts the cross-ice pass. Full head of steam right down the middle. Tries to take the shot. Notice the stick up on his right shoulder. Doug Nolan pulls him down. Take a look. You see, he tugs. Good job by Hilaire even to get a shot off in that situation.
You mentioned good and bad penalties. Is this a good penalty to take right here?
That's a good penalty to take. That prevented a breakaway. That prevented a clean shot on goal. Those are the ones the coaches don't mind.
So Nolan will sit, and we will have a 4-on-4 situation here for the next 90 seconds and a brief 30-second power play for the Titans.
You know, some penalties are venial penalties, some penalties are mortal penalties. That was a venial penalty.
Absolutely, absolutely. Here comes Ling. He stops, throws it our corner. Boy, the vision he has, I mean, it's just unbelievable. And as they battle now, O'Brien and Bill McCauley. And again, Bill McCauley, that goes along the same lines. A former forward converted now to defense, knows when to pinch, and right now he's throwing it, actually playing a 4-on-4 as a forward. As he gets knocked down, and Dotfally will win the puck. Here's for Steve O'Brien. O'Brien hits the line, actually 3-on-2 now as they catch the play. O'Brien trying to come around a backhand chance, and he just backhanded it wide of the net. Dotfally rubbed off along the near wall, but Hall able to hold it in. And now they say just came outside the zone. He tried to straddle that, but the linesman right there, very good call.
Slow moving 3-on-2. O'Brien was on the right side as we take a look at Hall. O'Brien didn't quite know what to do. He didn't know whether to put that pass real quick. He didn't know whether to try to take the shot on his own. And then he found himself all alone on the goal line and tried a sharp angle shot. Here we're going to see Hall just trying to keep the puck in. Notice it just skips over right. Ooh, that was real close.
That is close.
That is real close. Now you know why Hall was just glancing back at the linesman. He thought he might have done a good job keeping that in, and from our angle it looked that way, but never second-guess the official on the ice.
No, he was right there on the far side, and he had the best angle of it, best view of it. There's Bertoli with Spatafor now in this 4-on-4. Williams and Belter as well. And as they battle, Spatafor trying to center, and right there to get it Schill. Quickly played. Here's Tom Nemeth. Nemeth plays it back ahead for Blaine McCauley. He plays it in. Schill, shouldered off by Belter. Williams taken off there. Behind the net by McDonough. And finally rolled up the wall. Here comes Spatafora. Spatafora as the Titans roll it in. They now have a 30-second power play. Spatafora taken out behind the net by Nemeth, but stays with the puck. And then lost it. And Nemeth will wrap around the boards. Couldn't get it out. Molina holds it in. Nice hold in by the rookie from Notre Dame. Now Spatafora. Spatafora holding. Titans 1 for 1 tonight on the power play. Bertoli. And again, this is a brief one. Near point shot right on deflected. It's behind Gardner, and he chipped it wide. As Spatafora was taken down. High slot Molina trying to cut in a shot. Gardner with a big pad stop. We're back to 5-on-5 as Nolan's onto the box. And finally falling on top of the puck, a Dayton player in the corner, but Greg Gardner, a couple of near misses. Nemeth is down on top of the puck, and let's take a look at the replay of that.
This shot is redeflected by Dotfally. That's what made it so close. Gardner comes up with a great save. There's no way a goaltender reacts on a deflection. And then as the play continues, another great save on a shot from the point by Molina. There's the deflection by Dotfally. Notice Gardner has enough sense to use his right arm to clear the puck out of harm's way, out of the crease into the corner. He has his A game tonight.
Well, he's got to have it too. I'll tell you, these goaltenders, there's some great chances, and he has to with this defense. Again, this defense, the Titans forecheck aggressively. They're going to get chances here. They're going to be able to exploit these guys. And Sterling making a save, and then Williams having to play the puck. I think Williams might have thought that Sterling was going to hold on, and now White with a pass that Williams has to chase down. Titans, I think, have to get in the same channel of communication here. We're seeing that right now. As Kike trying to center one, but no one there. All black shirts, and Williams will ice the puck. But again, we've seen this before. There's miscommunication here, and it's cost the Titans once already. They got to shore this up.
There's no question of effort. There's no question of hustle tonight, but you're absolutely right, Joe. They're not on the same page. One guy's going one way, one guy's going the other way. Troy Ward, when he gets into the locker room, is going to have to get these guys so that they're in synchronization. The problem comes up in the fact that each thinks the other is going to do something, and then they don't do it, and it puts both guys in trouble.
The draw will come to the right of Scott Sterling. 29.9 seconds left here in the opening frame. An exciting first period. 2-2 tie, each team with 12 shots on goal to this point. Doesn't get any evener than that. And there's been some turnovers from both sides, and both teams have been able to convert. As Cable sauced it back out. Nemeth back out. He play to Preston. Preston for Brendan Brooks. And a backhand in. Molina knocks it down. McDonough able to force it back behind the net. In the final 10 seconds, Molina and McDonough trying to get a whistle. Referee Ernst says play on. And Hall will dig it out, and that's going to do it for the first period of play. Wow, pretty exciting first period of play, Peter. We saw each team score in the opening 2.5 minutes, and then each team taking advantage. One, a bad turnover by the Titans, miscommunication, but they get it back. Good forechecking and good hard work by Whitworth and St. Hilaire.
Oh, we mentioned how close these teams are. The score's tied at 2. Each team has 12 shots on goal. Both teams played so well in that period. Some of the action that has come up throughout this first period as we take a look at the end of one, the score 2-2.
Coming up in our first intermission, we'll have a feature on one of the Titans captains, Mike Hall, and the captain for the Titans with Cale McLean gone. We'll take a look around the ECHL, and we'll have a first period recap.
Right at the end of the first period with the Titans on the power play. Notice Dad Foley making a save. Now watch Spatafora, boom, get crushed right there, right over Gardner as McCauley takes him out of the play, and then he kind of sits on him and holds him on the side so that he has no chance of making an offensive threat. Good play by the defenseman. Great pressure by the Titans on the power play.
Well, it has been a very physical first period, and right now with the head coach of the Bombers, let's go down to Kenny Adelberger.
Thanks very much, guys. Yeah, indeed, a very physical first period. Dodged a bullet there at the end, clearing Paul Spatafora out of the crease to deny what could have been an open net goal there. Important for you guys, Greg, to establish that physical presence early.
Well, I think it is. We're a physical hockey club. They're a team that doesn't like to get hit that much, and I think that we can have the margin of difference by being a physical club. As far as dodging a bullet, that's a game of hockey. I thought that they dodged a bullet, and we missed a couple open nets as well, and the opportunities they've got is from our turnover. So,
guys, this could be a 3 ice bagger before this one's over. Thanks, Coach. Upstairs.
All right, and that was your Powerade coach's critique. And it has been physical indeed. Hit or be hit. We're tied at 2 at the end of one period of play.
Are you ready for the war on the floor? The Trenton Lightning indoor football team storms into action this April at the brand new Sovereign Bank Arena in Trenton. It's wall-to-wall football action battle on a 50-yard indoor gridiron. The hits are hard, the scores come fast, and the atmosphere is electric. Season tickets are available now at the Sovereign Bank Arena box office or by calling 609-688-8888. Trenton Lightning football, we're taking it indoors.
together 6 premier automotive franchises. And what do you get? The Peruzzi Auto Group, a team dedicated to a single goal, complete customer satisfaction. We start with a large selection, over 3,000 new and used cars, trucks, vans, and sport utilities. We continue with unbeatable pricing. Our high volume allows Peruzzi to sell for less, and we end with superior service from every department. When it comes to complete customer satisfaction, Peruzzi is the only way to go.
Our first intermission is brought to you by Summit Bank. Titans and the Dayton Bombers knotted at 2 at the end of one period of play. Everybody enjoying that very physical first period. Well, when former Titans head coach Bruce Cassidy was given the job of leading the expansion Trenton Titans team through its inaugural season, he decided he would need some help. He reached out to some players who had played under him for the past 2 seasons. One of the most important of those players was Mike Hall. Cassidy needed leaders, people who knew what it meant to be a professional. In Mike Hall, he knew he had someone who understood how to get it done.
I knew I was going to play a big role in this team. I'd been a guy who'd played a few years in the league, and I'd played in the ECHL for a year. And I knew I was going to be looked upon as having a leadership role. Someone who has been around, who can kind of show the younger guys the ropes. I think of myself as a professional. And, I think he respected that.
We had a young team last year. We needed a guy to kind of step up and kind of just show them the ropes about being a professional. And Mike did a good job with that.
Mike hasn't stopped doing the job ever since. Now in his 2nd season with the Titans, he's an undisputed leader on this team.
The second he stepped in the locker room, he knew he was someone who'd been around the league a little bit, and he'd played at a higher level, and he knew what it took to win games and be successful at this level. So he gained instant respect from a lot of guys.
He knows what you're capable of, and he knows that if you can push yourself a little more, you can be that much of a better player. And I think that's the big thing with him, is that when he says something to you, you listen.
He just communicates well. He'll tell you how he's feeling about the team in general, but he'll tell you individually. He'll come up to you and certain power play points or penalty kill. He's always talking on the ice before face-off, knowing what's going on in the draw. He knows what's going on around him, and makes the team click a lot better. And he really gets the team going.
Everyone stresses that he's a quiet leader, and it's what he does on the ice that does most of the talking.
He's a great leader. He's a quiet leader. He doesn't say much in the room, but he says it out on the ice, and he's doing a great job at it.
He works hard in practice. He works hard in the games. He knows when to have fun. He knows that there has to be some levity towards practices and on the bus or wherever it may be, while at the same time keeping a very professional attitude and helpful to everyone.
He's really just the type of guy that works hard and leads by example, and it just carries over to our young guys, and it gets everybody else saying, hey, our captains, our leaders, are working hard, let's follow suit.
Mike gives you an honest effort every night when he's out there, and I think that carries over. He's kind of a quiet guy. He gets along with everybody in the room, and everybody gets along with Mike, but he's kind of a quiet, he's not a big rah-rah guy, but when he does talk, guys respect him because he's been around, but I think his attributes are what he does and what he brings to us on the ice, his work ethic, and guys feed off of that.
Although Hall has continued to get periodic call-ups from the higher league, he's not been able to stick with the team just yet. He has not allowed that disappointment to temper his enthusiasm for winning a championship with the Titans.
It's still motivation. We got a heck of a good team, and I want to be part of the lineup. I want to be part of our success here, and I want to see us win a championship here. That's my motivation.
Every time Mike's got up and come back, he's come right in and sat with me and Coach Ward and talked about his experience, and then talked about how happy he was being back here. And I think that it's great to see a guy that go up, that's his age, to go up at this level and come back and still be able to have his heart and soul into it.
Mike Hall is a natural-born leader, and he's a professional. While his vision on the ice is one of his strengths as a player, it's his vision of the larger picture that makes him something special.
Obviously, growing up as a kid, your main goal and your dream is to play in the NHL. And unfortunately, a lot of players don't reach that goal, and I think I've realized that, in the past couple of years. So, I'm going to look back and look at my career and say, hey, I did everything I could, to get to that ultimate goal. And, you know, unfortunately, I didn't make it to the NHL, but by no means does that mean I was unsuccessful as a hockey player. You know, I got to play with some fantastic players, play for some great coaches, you know, met a ton of friends, you know, and had the greatest time playing a game that I loved and getting paid for it. So, you know, I'm going to go out with, you know, nothing but fond memories.
A leader indeed. Mike Hall, he's been a very integral part of this team and this franchise over the past 2 seasons. We'll come back with more, Knotted at 2, at the end of 1 period of play.
The 2001 Northeast Conference Basketball Tournament returns to the Sovereign Bank Arena in Trenton, New Jersey on March 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Who will be the ultimate survivor when the top 7 NEC men's and women's teams vie for the Ultimate Division I Hoops Prize, a trip to the NCAA tournament? To order tickets, call your local NEC Athletic Department or call Ticketmaster at 609-520-8383. The road to the Final Four begins in Trenton. Let the madness begin.
It's a Latin Center Regents Mark holding on.
All right! Woo! Another winner here at Philadelphia Park Racetrack. Hi, I'm Carrie Walsh. If you can't be here for all this excitement, then tune in to CN8 for Let's Go Racing.
This special show brings the beauty and excitement of thoroughbred racing right into your home. If you can't join me and my friends at the luxurious new Philadelphia Park with the area's best sports pub, then be sure to catch Let's Go Racing Saturdays at 10 o'clock on CN8.
Entertaining first period here at Sovereign Bank Arena. The Titans fell behind twice. They came back to tie 2-2 after 1 period of play. And welcome back, everyone, to our intermission studios. I'm Ken Adelberger. Well, you know, with about 5.5 weeks or so left in the ECHL regular season, it's not too early to start doing some scoreboard watching. We've got 9 games we want to tell you about tonight. This ECHL scoreboard update is brought to you by the Trenton Orthopedic Group, the official orthopedic group of the Trenton Titans. Greenville and Charlotte tonight, the Growl hosting. They are just a 500 team this year. How about the Charlotte Checkers, 12 points behind the Titans in the Northeast Division for top spot. They have some ground to make up, and in this game as well, because the Growl have a 2-0 lead in the second period. A lot of goal scoring in the second period right now in Tallahassee. The PD Pride and Tiger Sharks both tied with 65 points in the Southeast Division. 3-2 right now. The Tiger Sharks are on top. Augusta Lynx and Florida Everblades. How about the Lynx? Wow, they're putting it to the Everblades at home. The Everblades have 13 home wins. The Lynx are up 2-0. That is in the first period. The Ice Gators and the South Carolina Stingrays. This is a battle of the 2 top teams in the Southern Conference. The Louisiana Ice Gators are on top with South Carolina 1 point behind. And South Carolina has a 2-0 lead in the first period of play. The Birmingham Bulls have given up a league-high 216 goals this year, and Toledo has scored a league-high 220. I think I like Toledo in this one. They're at home. They have a 1-goal lead. They are in the second period of play. Greensboro and Wheeling in West Virginia tonight. They are scoreless in the first period of play. Mobile tonight at Baton Rouge. This is a Southwest Division battle separated by 1 point. These 2 teams are in the standings. They are scoreless in the first period. Mississippi, Pensacola scoreless in the first period. Jackson and Peoria, the Bandits, have stolen their last 3. They're looking to make it 4 straight. They're on the road tonight in Peoria. They are scoreless in the first period of play. The Northern Conference is looking rather interesting and tightening up a little bit. There you see the Trenton Titans sitting atop with 77 points, but Dayton, Toledo, and Peoria are threatening. It is a 4-team race. This one could go down to the wire. In fact, Dayton and Peoria, or make that Toledo and Peoria, each have played 1 less game than have the Titans. The Titans, though, have played fewer games than most of the other teams in the Northern Conference. That would be 8 teams. The top 8 teams would make the playoffs. That is the Northern Conference. That is the scoreboard, all brought to you by the Trenton Orthopedic Group, the official orthopedic group of the Trenton Titans. When we return, it's back up to the booth. Joe and Peter have second or first period highlights and analysis forthcoming. 2-2 after 1 period. You're watching Titans hockey on CN8.
Are you ready for the war on the floor? The Trenton Lightning indoor football team storms into action this April at the brand new Sovereign Bank Arena in Trenton. It's wall-to-wall football action battle on a 50-yard indoor gridiron. The hits are hard, the scores come fast, and the atmosphere is electric. Season tickets are available now at the Sovereign Bank Arena box office or by calling 609-688-8888. Trenton Lightning football, we're taking it indoors.
Bring together 6 premier automotive franchises. And what do you get? The Peruzzi Auto Group, a team dedicated to a single goal, complete customer satisfaction. We start with a large selection, over 3,000 new and used cars, trucks, vans, and sport utilities. We continue with unbeatable pricing. Our high volume allows Peruzzi to sell for less, and we end with superior service from every department. When it comes to complete customer satisfaction, Peruzzi is the only way to go.
And back to the Sovereign Bank Arena in the midst of our first intermission. The Titans and the Dayton Bombers are knotted at 2. Along with Peter Caggiano, Joe Zydlo back, and Peter, it hasn't been any disappointment. This has been a physical game, at least through the first 20 minutes. Dayton Bombers head coach Greg Ireland said he wanted to make it physical, and boy, it has been that.
Both teams taking the body, both teams following through on their checks. Every time they get a chance to hit somebody, they're doing it.
All right, let's take a look at the first period highlights, and the Bombers shocked the Titans early on in the opening 30 seconds.
Well, right off the opening whistle almost, the Bombers cash in. Watch the shot as it comes from the point, and McCauley will poke in the open puck right there. And again, give an assist to that guy, Lang. It's his 51st as they beat Sterling in just 24 seconds in, take 1-0 lead.
But the Titans come back fresh off the IR. Sasha Choo-Choo's chipping in.
Choo-Choo's on the power play. Good shot from O'Brien from the point. Right-handed shot on the left-hand side, just pokes it home. And he beats Gardner. The score was tied at 1.
And we talk about the Bombers coming back. Some miscommunication by the Titans on defense.
Oh, this time, just a simple dump in right there, as you can see. McCauley just shooting the puck in the net. O'Brien and White kind of getting mixed up. And then who comes in? Mulligan. Johnny on the spot. Beats Sterling to the outstretched leg. His second of the season. 2-1 Bombers.
But the Titans forecheck back again to knot the game at 2.
This is just good hard work. That volley doing some good work. Putting him right there. That's St. Hilaire doing some good work all around. The Titans, excellent job.
Oh, as we look at the numbers here in the first period, it couldn't get any more even than this. 12 shots on goal for both teams. Scoring chances, Dayton had a few more. Face-offs, they've been better at that as well. Hits, pretty even. Surprisingly, Dayton had started it early, but the Titans finishing their checks. There's one major difference right there. The Titans already with a power play goal, and then you see the power play shots. When we come back, all the second period action. We're knotted at 2 from the Sovereign Bank Arena.
Bring together 6 premier automotive franchises. And what do you get? The Peruzzi Auto Group, a team dedicated to a single goal, complete customer satisfaction. We start with a large selection, over 3,000 new and used cars, trucks, vans, and sport utilities. We continue with unbeatable pricing. Our high volume allows Peruzzi to sell for less, and we end with superior service from every department. When it comes to complete customer satisfaction, Peruzzi is the only way to go.
The 2001 Northeast Conference Basketball Tournament returns to the Sovereign Bank Arena in Trenton, New Jersey on March 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Who will be the ultimate survivor when the top 7 NEC men's and women's teams vie for the Ultimate Division I Hoops Prize, a trip to the NCAA tournament? To order tickets, call your local NEC Athletic Department or call Ticketmaster at 609-520-8383. The road to the Final Four begins in Trenton. Let the madness begin.
Hey, hockey fans, the Trenton Titans have begun their second season with a bang. Come out and see all the high-flying, goal-scoring, kick-saving action of the Trenton Titans. Individual game tickets are on sale now at the Sovereign Bank Arena box office. All Ticketmaster outlets are charged by phone at 609-520-8383. The Titans face off against Dayton on Friday night, February 23rd, and Saturday night, the 24th. Great seats are still available for all games. The Trenton Titans. It's riveting hockey. Tonight's Trenton Titans hockey game is brought to you by U.S. Airways. Titans and the Dayton Bombers knotted at 2 as we get set to start the second period of play in a very physical game. There's been both teams taking advantage of mistakes, and it should be an exciting final 40 minutes, maybe even more, to this game. Titans are back in action tomorrow night as they wrap up this back-to-back series with the Dayton Bombers at 7:05 p.m. right here at the Sovereign Bank Arena. It's Grateful Dead night, and you never know who will show up. Great seats are still available at the Sovereign Bank Arena box office, all Ticketmaster outlets, or charge by phone by calling 609-520-8383. Peter, you weren't a deadhead, were you?
Not yet.
All right, let's check in with Ken Adelberger.
Hey, we're with head coach Troy Ward. Troy, very physical first period. I was kind of wondering if you guys maybe came unglued a little bit from a discipline standpoint.
Well, we just talked about that. We weren't as disciplined as we'd like. This is a good power play, and they had success against us in the past, so we got to keep them off the power play, I think, this whole weekend for us to have long-term success. But it's an emotional game, you know. It's a big game, but they're all big, and you just got to be a little bit better emotionally controlled and hopefully keep them in odd man situations, and hopefully our discipline will outshine theirs, and that's something that we got to work on here.
Thanks, Coach, very much. Peter, Joe, take it away.
All right, thanks, Ken. There's Greg Gardner, and I'll tell you what, Peter, a couple near misses, but some big stops when he had to have them.
Oh, he played real well. He comes into tonight's game with 8 wins. Goals against average, 2.65. Back when he was playing for Niagara University, he set an NCAA record with 12 shutouts.
That's amazing. 12 shutouts in college hockey. To have 12, that's just unbelievable. I remember he was highly touted coming out.
When you consider you only played 20 games a season.
Here's your rankings. Not too much separating these two teams. You see the first and the seconds are right there in the East Coast Hockey League rating. So here we go, underway in the second period. Whitworth will backhand one in. Back to get it, Blaine McCauley. He plays it to the far side. It's a pass there for McDonough. Plays it back to Schill, trying to cut in, and he was just nudged off by Williams. His shot rolls wide. McDonough plays it high slot, trying to get Blaine McCauley. It's backhanded and rolling, bouncing back to the neutral zone. Sent right back in by Schill. But he got a little too much of that one, and we get a whistle and a stop in the action.
You heard what Coach Ward said. They addressed that problem. St. Hilaire, who scored a goal at the end of the second period, 16 points in his last 18 games since joining the Titans after the injury. Again, one of those guys that you must have production from, and he's definitely doing a job for them.
And the Titans need people to step up. Their top, one of their top goal scorers, Cale McLean, up with Philadelphia of the American Hockey League with the Phantoms, so he's not in action. May not even be back tomorrow with the injuries to some of the Flyers and Phantoms personnel. So he gets an opportunity, and Titans look to do that. Robot shot blocked by Nolan. Bertoli comes together with Lebensky. Now pokes it to Spatafora. All Spatafora. Tied up, try to center one out. Pipe able to slow him up, and Bill McCauley. Outlets for Jamie Ling or Doug Nolan. And it's poke checked into the slot by Molina, and the puck bouncing just wide of the far post. Belter tying up far corner. Well played far point, held in by Lebensky. Chops it back behind the net. Molina there. Sean Molina. He's it off the near boards for Skrobot. Rolls it to center, just a little too weakly trying to get that pass to Spatafora. The Bombers send it right back in with Belter there between the rings. Springs ahead, he coughed it up. Bill McCauley then pulled down, plays it far, circle of wrist shot, and Sterling the stop. Puck still bouncing. McDonough there, tied up by Molina. Spatafora trying to dig it free, he does. And the Titans still can't get it out. Pipe, a wrist shot. Boy, Sterling never saw that. If he puts it on net, it might have a 3-2 game.
Absolutely. Sterling just did what he had to do, was to cover as much ground as possible. He didn't see that puck until it was past him. Thank God for him, it was wide.
As the puck played at center, Schill sidesteps one check, trying to cut in. Wrist shot off the glove of Sterling. Bertoli, and he'll sauce that one high and into the crowd. Just under 2 minutes into the second period, and there a turnover is Belter turning the puck over, and the Titans having to work hard in their own zone.
Bertoli working very hard, but that guy right there, Greg Gardner, playing an excellent game tonight. check that, Scott Sterling.
And Sterling, again, I think both of these goaltenders have to be on their toes. Both teams forechecking. We see Dayton very aggressive on their forecheck as well, especially finishing their checks, and the Titans, seen what they've done already.
Well, that whole line did not look good during that shift. They gave the puck up a few times, didn't clear their men out from in front of the net. They were looking for a line change. That's why Bertoli just shot the puck in the stands.
O'Brien almost lost the puck, but rolled to Choo-Choos, who has the first of the 2 Titans goals. Far boards, Brendan Brooks, he coughed it up. Choo-Choos trying to send it right back for Cable, but it was knocked away, and here comes McDonough. Leaves for big Robert Eck. They try to center in front, and McDonough deflecting that one wide. Cable the other way for the Titans.
McDonough did get a piece of that shot. Sterling had to be quick with the pad.
Paul holding, trying to cycle down low. It's knocked away, and Bombers come back. Brendan Brooks. He'll flip one wide of the net as the Bombers finish up a line change. Vince Williams. He's off the far boards and back to the neutral zone. Kaler or Blaine McCauley. Gonna snap it in, but O'Brien right there. Is it back to Williams or Choo-Choos. Touch pass out the center, and Cable able to stay on his man. Knocking away momentarily, but Nemeth controlling down his own zone for Blaine McCauley. Our boards, O'Brien. And a behind the back, between the legs pass that Kaler intercepted, but his dump in is knocked down by Williams ahead for Anika Dadfali. Poke checked as he tried to hit the line. And now it's Isherwood losing the puck. Williams is off a check, knocked down Isherwood. Now Mulligan hits the line, and Williams a hit for him. And St. Hilaire able to chip that back to the neutral zone. As Blaine McCauley gets too much of a backhand dump-in attempt, and it goes into the crowd.
3.5 minutes into the second period, and Blaine McCauley and his squad have really done a good job of confronting and controlling the Titans. The Titans have not gotten anything at all started here in the second period. Haven't even gotten a shot on goal in the first 3.5 minutes.
The puck seems to be bouncing quite a bit for both teams, but you're right, the Titans haven't been able to sustain any pressure and get the forecheck going in the Bomber zone.
And that's usually not the case here. The ice here is usually pretty good. It was just resurfaced. That's just good play by the Bombers, forcing the Titans to misplay the puck.
Nolan's dump in wide. Kite battling with White. White slowing him up with the stick and makes him out along the boards. Now Ling trying to come out in front, trying to wrap one around. And his pass is just deflected away by Dadfali. And White staying with Kite. Very good shift there for Cam White. Slowing up Ben Kite. Didn't allow him any room. As the puck dumped in, Nolan and St. Hilaire battle. Whitworth trying to pry it free. St. Hilaire tying up with Nolan. And puck played up the near wall to McCauley, ahead to Ben Kite. Kite is at far side. Lebensky hitting the line. A separate shot wide of the net. Near wall, St. Hilaire able to deflect it out to center. Or Spadafora slowed up and up by Kite. They lost the puck in the Bomber zone.
You know, Joe, people always look and want to see that big booming check, the one who knocks a player off the skates. All Kite did there was just get in front of Spadafora, slow him up, not allow him to gain the zone.
Puck is dumped back into the Titan zone. Molina, he lost the puck as he coughed it up. Long shot through traffic and rebound. It's actually blocked by Molina. Boy, he recovered on his mistake. Puck is loose, bouncing our circle. Now Brooks will send it back behind the net. McDonough in front. A one-time shot is blocked, and Sterling got the blocker. Now to make a stop there as it's played back out and into the Bomber zone. Close call for the Titans in their own zone.
Sterling had to watch his short side. He made 2 saves, but again, the Titans defensemen being careless in their own zone, giving up loose pucks.
As McDonough will send it in, and the Bombers change. The Titans still maybe a little bit rattled, I think, in this game. I hate to say it, but the Bombers, I think the physical play is taking it. The Titans are matching it, but having some problems, especially in this period. As Potter plays it back slowly into the Bomber zone. Racing back to get it is the veteran, Tom Nemeth. Nemeth moves out ahead to center off the skate of Potter. Cable there. Throws it cross ice for Choo-Choos. Choo-Choos trying to get around a check. Playing McCauley trying to hook him down. He almost got a shot on goal, but McCauley able to slow him up. And back come the Bombers. Nemeth. He's at far side. Kaler tried a diagonal feed. Choo-Choos intercepted that as he got knocked down by Isherwood. Well, he took a hit. He knew he was going to get hit, but still able to play it out. Lee McCauley lost the puck, and then it's rolled back to the neutral zone. There's Williams. Fire one one in. Cable. A little deflected free to Hall. Hall behind the net trying to center one, and Plymouth able to come back and block the attempt. And now puck taken out by Troy Kaler. Kaler shy of the red line. He'll wrist it in as Williams quickly in the Titans trying to transition to come out. Whitworth tucks it in, but Ling will play it back to Mulligan. Mulligan bounces one in. Ling slows it up for Cam White. White. Oh, he had Pipe running at him. I tell you, that kid, he's so active. Ling, and off the turnover, right to center, but White able to intercept and play to St. Hilaire.
Piper had him lined up all the way. Even had a little jump at the end when he hit him.
And that kid, he was the rookie of the All-Star game, a goal and an assist, and unofficially we had him with 8 hits in the game. You don't hit in an All-Star game, but I thought it brought some life to it. You know, you play a certain way, and then you're named an All-Star, and then all of a sudden you don't play physically. I never understood that as far as All-Star games go.
Well, I tell you, Barry Melrose got a kick out of it.
He gave the guys a pep talk, I guess, beforehand, and Pipe took it to heart. And I tell you what, he does bring a lot of energy. He's a guy you've got to watch 11 for Dayton every time he's on the ice. There's Ling, plays to Lubensky. Boy, that shot in front. There's traffic all over Sterling. Blocked in front. He never would have seen it. Brooks, right to center, flipping out in front, and Dodd Valley intercepts, and he will ice the puck.
Again, a lot of pressure by the Bombers. Titans have no choice but to ice the puck.
12:28 remaining here in the second. We are knotted at 2 apiece.
Bring together 6 premier automotive franchises. And what do you get? The Peruzzi Auto Group, a team dedicated to a single goal, complete customer satisfaction. We start with a large selection, over 3,000 new and used cars, trucks, vans, and sport utilities. We continue with unbeatable pricing. Our high volume allows Peruzzi to sell for less, and we end with superior service from every department. When it comes to complete customer satisfaction, Peruzzi is the only way to go.
Well, Greg Ireland, he has to be pretty pleased, the head coach of the Bombers. They just took a 3-2 lead, and the Titans will get another power play opportunity, their first opportunity here in the second period after 58 seconds of 4-on-4 play.
There we see the goal scorer. Another great job on the ice for McCauley, who put in his 10th of the season.
Back to the Sovereign Bank Arena. We are knotted at 2 apiece. The Bombers have had some chances in the second period, but still tied. Well, the Titans, well, I tell you what has Troy Ward and Mike Havlin done with this team? Well, they've already matched last season's wins total, and we still have 5 weeks to play. And with a win tonight or any type of point, they would surpass their point total. And Greg Ireland and Guy Trache as well. They've already surpassed their win total, and just 3 points away, or just 3 points above last year's point total. Quite a season for both of these teams.
It's good hard work by not only the coaches but the whole organization. You have to credit the general manager for putting players in that can do that and get the coach to have the wins.
Yeah, those general managers, Brian McKenna for the Titans and Ed Ginger, who lets Greg Ireland handle a lot of the hockey operation stuff, but he plays a role in that as well. A young man with a very bright future in hockey as well. As Moynihan lost the puck, trying to get out. Brooks trying to break for the net. Williams, a whack for him, then centered in front. Williams right there to cut the pass off. Attempted by McDonough. Here comes Williams ahead for Moynihan. Moynihan lost the puck again. Now gets help from Williams, and we'll fire back in. Gardner will glove and he'll hold on. That's a rare shift for Ryan Moynihan there. And that's one I think he'd like to have back.
Moynihan now discussing the situation with some of the players. He's laughing, he's smiling. As you mentioned, has not been getting a regular shift tonight. But the Titans, as a team, are not sharp. They're giving the puck away. They're giving it away in their defensive zone. Even center ice, they're handing the puck over to the Bombers. Not doing a good job of controlling loose pucks. Ryan, who's third ECHL team this year, started with Trenton now, previously with Johnstown and PD. And as we found out earlier, PD is a river down in South Carolina. That's where they get that name from.
That's right. It's a region near Florence as well, but the PD River, you're right. There it is. It's 4-0 the shots in favor of Dayton here in the opening half of this period. And Peter, I just think Dayton's dictating the tempo.
Well, they sure are. But I tell you what, Gardner's going to appreciate a shot coming up because the goaltender doesn't want to go too long. He wants an easy shot. He doesn't want to go through this period with no work at all.
He did not see a lot of shots in that 4-2 loss back on the 13th of January. He played the first game of that back-to-back in Dayton, and then Alex Westland finished off the last game, played the last game, the Sunday game. Here's Blaine McCauley trying to cut in. Snap shot is blocked. And Titans again trying to get the puck out of their own zone. Choo-Choos tied up our wall with Kipe. O'Brien trying to get in there, and Choo-Choos finally able to gather the puck. Sasha Choo-Choos had it poke checked away, but O'Brien able to carry on, sidesteps one check, then lost the puck as he was just nudged off, and Nemeth plays for Bill McCauley. Drop pass for Ling. Back to Bill McCauley. Centered in front for Kipe, and good coverage by the Titans, but then they couldn't get it out. Kipe centered in front, and that one knocked away from Bill McCauley, but he gets it back. Hall tying him up, trying to force him all the way back to the neutral zone. Choo-Choos in there as well. Puck still loose.
Hall got away with a hold. He grabbed his stick. He grabbed McCauley's stick, preventing McCauley from getting to a loose puck, and that's why the two guys just rode easily right to the boards.
The Bombers control. Ling. He plays one high slot. Mulligan tried a wrist shot. He fanned on it. And the puck rolled towards the net by Derek Ernest. Ling gathers back. Jamie Ling plays it near point. Robert Eck. Eck throws one wide of the net. Up far wall. O'Brien still out there trying to get a change. Potter now chasing. And he's shouldered off by Ernest. And St. Hilaire plays it far corner, but there to get it. Then thrown right through the crease. And the Bombers, but held in by Eck. Up bouncing. O'Brien. And then reverse it he does. St. Hilaire. Daniel back in. Couldn't get it out. Eck a long shot wide of the near post. And it's Mike Isherwood cutting in for Eck. A shot through traffic. It's blocked. Deflects right back to Preston for Eck. A shot in that one. Just wide of the net. Titans need to get an icing or something. They need to clear the puck. O'Brien. And they able to get it back. He backhands and finally able to get it out of the zone. They had it in their zone for over a minute.
Joe, the ice is tilted. You may have to call the Mercer County Maintenance Department and fix this building. It's actually bent to the left. All this pressure by the Bombers.
Chill, a shot that's knocked away by Sterling. White plays it back out to center. But Chill there again. Comes back. Throws a cross-ice feed. And then the puck knuckled wide by McDonald. White takes a bump. Strobach behind the net. And a fight free. And he's tied up, had his stick held, kicks it far wall. He and Bertoli trying to swat it out. They couldn't get it out. Wrist shot from the far point, and Sterling was quick on that as it was just wristed wide. And the Titans trying to get it out, cannot. Far point, Lipinski finally rolls free, and Bertoli forces back.
Sterling getting no help, no support from either the forwards or the defensemen. A lot of the shots from the Bombers have gone just wide. Otherwise, he easily could have been 2 or 3 goals for the Bombers.
We have 8.5 minutes left in this second period. The Titans do not have a shot on goal. Puck broken out now. McDonough holding, slides it near side, but it's Chill just ahead of the play. He is. And we will get an offside whistle against the Bombers. If you're Troy Ward, as we see Sean Molina actually was going back off, just noticed going back into the dressing room. Hopefully he's all right. If you're Troy Ward, what do you tell the troops right now?
I'm surprised he didn't call a timeout. Some coaches are afraid to call a timeout because then it admits a weakness and that you have a problem. But if there's any team that needs to take a moment and step back and regroup, it's the Titans right now. Even Ward scratching his head.
Well, Hall with Choo-Choos and Moynihan now. We'll take the draw with Jamie Ling. This line, Bill McCauley playing a left wing with Ling and Kipe. With Jeff Mitchell out of the lineup, still coming back from an injury. Brad Holzinger also with a bum knee. He's not playing tonight. They got a couple key players, and Bill McCauley again with that versatility, able to play forward again. Ling and a bust towards the net, centered high slot. Choo-Choos intercepts, plays it to Moynihan, and rolls it back into the neutral zone. But Blaine McCauley will get there first. Snaps it cross ice for Bill McCauley. As we got 6-0 the shots in favor of the Bombers.
We've heard you say that before, and the Bombers pick it up and beat the Titans to the puck.
There's Moynihan sliding one in near boards. Boy, struck a high run, and Blaine McCauley was trying to size him up for a hip check. Walter sends it right back in. And Nemeth outlets for Bill McCauley. Trying to feather one in. This far side and White there to get the puck, but Ling goes down. And we get a penalty as Belter, I think, got too much of him. And the Bombers are going to get their third power play of the night.
No pun intended, but Belter belted him. Ling just coming down the middle. Shane Belter, this is a bad penalty to take. The 6'1", 190 defenseman. Watch, 3 Titans all around him. Watch the left coming up right. Boom, there. Just hits him square in the face. The puck is 40 feet away. It's in the corner. The 2 guys are in front of the net just gliding. There's no danger of the puck going in the net. Shane Belter will sit 2 minutes for roughing. That's something you have to be wary of. You have to be on top of your game. You can't do that. That's the mortal sin I was telling you about, the mortal penalty, to give one like that away.
Well, third power play for the Bombers. They're 0 for 2 tonight. Another big kill here for the Titans. St. Hilaire trying to feather, couldn't get it out, and now he finally will. Backhanded into the Bomber zone. St. Hilaire, Hall, White and Williams to start the penalty kill for the Titans. Lebensky behind his net. He'll break out. Plays it for Brendan Brooks. Brooks, cross-ice feed. Williams knocked it down. And then tried to chop it, couldn't get it out. And gets the puck back, wins it from 2. Bombers defenseman couldn't clear it. Lebensky plays it back, took a funny hop, bounced in front of shot, Sterling! What a save! 2 great chances for Mike Isherwood, and the Titans are able to clear.
Isherwood all alone, right on a doorstep, and 2 great saves by Sterling, point blank.
And again, the funny hop, you see it hit one of the dasher, it hit one of the little partitions that hold the plexiglass in, and bounced right to the Bombers player, and he centered it, and there it was.
That's exactly what happened, Joe. Hit one of those metal posts, took a weird carom, came right to the Bomber player who centered it. Isherwood all alone, right at the top of the crease. But again, great save by Scott Sterling.
Oh, Spatafor now shorthanded. Tied up near corner, able to kill some time. Plays it near point. O'Brien a long shot. And that one broke his stick. Now back the other way they come. Ling with Bill McCauley trying to cut in on Potter. He forced him back behind the net. Ling has the puck. Centered in front. Sterling! Great stop. Then tip wide. He got a glove on it. Spatafor trying to fall on the puck. O'Brien, they get a tie-up, and he will get the whistle.
And he's going to get a penalty, too. Ernst is going to
call a penalty, you're right.
For a delay of game.
Oh, that's critical.
I'm sure Ernst was right on top of him saying, play the puck, play the puck. He stood up, then went back down on his knees and covered up. But just a moment before that, Sterling with the left hand. What a save. Now watch the play as it develops in front. That's the save with his left hand. He wasn't able to hold on, but he did make a great save deflecting the puck. Now watch as the play goes in the corner. If it follows through, you're going to see the puck lay there. He gets down, he stands up, and it falls back down on the puck. And now the Titans are going to be 2 men down for at least 20 seconds.
Yeah, 20 seconds indeed. Spatafor for delay of game. You're right, referee Ernst was right there. And sometimes you see a referee give a benefit of the doubt when it shouldn't be, and he made the call.
Well, I'm sure, Joe, I know how referees work. He was standing there yelling him, play the puck, move the puck, and he didn't.
Well, Hall wins the draw, but Kite is a 5-on-3 for 20 seconds for Ling. Ling holding, slides it high slot, Nemeth the shot, it hits somebody in front. Chips far corner, 8 seconds left on the 2-man. Ling brings it back out, high slot, Preston a shot, they score! I don't think Sterling ever saw it, and they get it with 2 seconds left on the 2-man, and Dayton now with a 3-2 lead.
That's big, Joe. 2 seconds remaining on the first penalty to Belter. So now that'll come off the clock, but the Bombers will continue with a power play for 1:42.
14:36 the time of the goal.
Dan Preston picks up his 10th of the year. Shot from the point. I'm seeing if anybody deflected. It doesn't look like it. Sterling was screened a little bit. Big wind up from about 55 feet out. Beat Sterling to the left side. If you notice, Sterling was down on his knees. Didn't really get a good look as there were 2 or 3 bodies in front. Again, just good work here. That's the way you work the 5-on-3. You spread out the defense, and then you let the shot go.
Yeah, Ben Kite was in front, and I don't think Sterling ever saw it. And again, a power play goal for the Bombers. And they now have a 3-2 lead, and they still have a power play for another minute and a half. As Kite knuckles a shot that Sterling gloves. 23-12. The shots on goal now in favor of the Bombers. 11-0 in this second period.
Well, the Titans were playing with fire there. You can't give a team like the Bombers power plays. You can't give a team like the Bombers 11 shots on goal without putting anything up on your side.
So Preston with the go-ahead goal on the two-man. Jamie Ling with 1 assist. And the Bombers back ahead for Dan Preston, goal number 10 on the season. Soft will come to Sterling's right. Won by the Bombers. Preston holding it in. Kite slides it down low for Ling. Ling or Bill McCauley to Nemeth. Back to Bill McCauley. Side of the net, Ling. And he centered one that Hall was able to intercept. And backhand the other way. And Kite was just taking a beating in front of the net. And that forced the turnover where Hall was able to get it.
Well, Kite's a big boy, 6'1", 200 pounds. And the North Dakota native, he knows his job. His job is to stay in front of the net and create havoc. But it looks like we're going to get a penalty against the Bombers right now.
An interference call, and it is, you're right, against Dayton, so that'll nullify the final 58 seconds.
Well, you know what kind of penalty this is. Preston's going to sit, and if it's interference, I didn't see it, but I bet you it's going to be a pick play.
We'll be back with more after this.
Bring together 6 premier automotive franchises. And what do you get? The Peruzzi Auto Group, a team dedicated to a single goal, complete customer satisfaction. We start with a large selection, over 3,000 new and used cars, trucks, vans, and sport utilities. We continue with unbeatable pricing. Our high volume allows Peruzzi to sell for less, and we end with superior service from every department. When it comes to complete customer satisfaction, Peruzzi is the only way to go.
Well, Greg Ireland, he has to be pretty pleased, the head coach of the Bombers. They just took a 3-2 lead, and the Titans will get another power play opportunity, their first opportunity here in the second period after 58 seconds of 4-on-4 play.
There we see the goal scorer. Another great job on the ice for McCauley, who put in his 10th of the season.
And so, again, 4-on-4 for 58 seconds. And the Titans will get a power play for just over a minute. Off the draw, puck loose. Titans able to dig it out. And here comes Vince Williams. Williams knuckles one in. Our wall, Choo-Choo's there. Tied up on the far boards. Choo-Choo's trying to dig it free. Asha Choo-Choo's. And a chip for Whitworth. He still battle. Lebensky staying on Choo-Choo's. And puck kicked out loose. Whitworth in a hold, and he gets pinned to the boards by Nolan. Choo-Choos and Lebensky still battle. Choo-Choos is tied up, and the Bombers finally get the loose puck. 20 seconds left on the 4-on-4. Lebensky right in front of his own net.
But he didn't panic. He just turned around, circled behind his net, and regrouped.
And plays one out now for McDonough, and a poke check free by Williams. Williams ahead for Choo-Choos. Backhands one in deep. 3 seconds left now as Gardner plays it up the near wall. Titans are on the power play for a minute. And Lebensky has the puck, and he'll clear back to center. Bertoli chips for Belter. Bertoli, Belter, Spatafora, Hall, and Scrobot on the power play. An errant pass slides the other way, and this will be an icing at Zanono on the power play.
Zanono on the power play, especially when you're playing as poorly as you are and you don't have any shots on goal with just 3.5 minutes remaining here in the second period. The penalty to Schill was one of those where you're on the power play and they called it interference. It was actually, if you could think about basketball, how players set picks. So the one player blocks another player and the guy with the ball can go past. That's exactly what happened. Schill set a pick, and as the Bomber player went by, he stepped in front of the Titan player and knocked him off his feet.
And we saw Troy Ward, very frustrated man, I'm sure. Looking for some answers, looking for some energy as the puck cleared back into the Titan zone. Bertoli back to get it. So 40 seconds left on this power play, which is a Trigen Energy power play. Bertoli, cross-ice feed, Hall. Hall hits the line, he's got room, cutting it, snap shot, Gardner the stop. Rebound comes up to the near point, Belter holding. Our point, Bertoli, diagonal feed, Spatafora, shot, he scores! Paul Spatafora! He ripped it right through Gardner. And on the power play, the Titans tie it back up, wham, bam, boom, it's 3-3.
Spatafora, this time it's a left-handed shot on the right wing, but the Titans do that so well on the power play. They like to set up the off wing, and that time Spatafora watches the puck goes back and forth between the points, There's the quick shot right from about the circle, and he beats the goaltender, Gardner, and we're tied at 3. Notice how quick that shot was. He got it on his stick, cradled it, and then let a quick wrist shot go.
Yeah, that's the first save. Here we go.
Again, good work by the point. I believe that's Bertoli who slides it across, and then the shot comes from Spatafor just beyond the outstretched right leg of Gardner. And second shot on goal for the period, and they score a goal. They put themselves right back into this game, even though they've been outplayed for about 15 minutes.
Now, I think Tom Nemeth, he might have even screened Gardner. I think that just surprised him. He just rifled it by him. Stick side Spatafor, not to take anything away from it.
Well, it looked like Gardner was looking to his left, and the shot did come to Gardner's right.
Well, you brought up an interesting point, Peter. He had not seen any shots. He saw the first game, a big rebound up, allowed the Titans to keep the puck in and cycle, and they got set up and got the tying goal.
Goaltender doesn't like to sit too long. When you consider also the 15 minutes between periods, it had been almost a half hour since he saw a puck.
St. Hilaire centers in front, Whitworth a shot, and that one stopped by Gardner, and they score! Underkid Donfolly somehow popped it over the right shoulder of Gardner, and the Titans have taken the lead. Wham, bam, boom, it's 4-3.
I don't know how this puck went in the net. Donfolly was behind the net. The puck was almost on the goal line. He must have banked it off the shoulder of Gardner. But in a matter of seconds, the Titans not only tie it, they take a lead. Watch, good shot right there. Good save by Gardner. Now watch Donfolly shoots. Oh, he just roofed it. Had a little bit of an angle, he did, but he does a great job picking the puck and putting it up over the shoulder of Greg Gardner. And for Donfolly, his 21st goal of the season gives him the team lead in that area.
So on that last goal, Whitworth and St. Hilaire the assists at 17:21. Just 24 seconds earlier, Spatafor tied it in the power play from Belter and Bertoli at 16:57. Here comes O'Brien. Line up Boston. He's tied up, centered in front. It comes to St. Hilaire, shot, and Gardner the stop and no rebound. And Donfolly pushed knocked down after the whistle. And let's see what referee Ernst has to say about this. He's watched a lot of the stuff after the play tonight, Peter, and I think we'll see what he does here as the Titans now with all the momentum.
Well, that was McCauley who came in as the Titan player was just standing there, and he's talking to him right now as he talks to John Schill, saying, tell your guys to play the whistle and get out of there once the whistle blows. But again, the Titans outplayed for 90% of this period, come up big right at the end here, sneak and steal the Thunder away from the Bombers.
Titans got their first shot on goal in the second after 16 minutes and 50 seconds were played. And now they have 4 shots total on goal, and they've scored on 2 of their last 3. Boy, oh boy.
Funny game, hockey, isn't
It's
it?
a funny game indeed. Ling, a long shot blocker, stopped by Sterling. Williams, the loose puck, bouncing. Lays it far corner, White, far wall. Bertoli trying to cycle, couldn't get it out. And it just is held in by Kipe. And then Bertoli knocking McCauley down in the far wall, but play goes on.
I tell you, Bertoli immediately turned around and looked at Ernst, our referee, to see if he was going to call that one.
As the puck knocked into one of the penalty boxes. And we get a stop with 1:44 left. There you see it. 4-3, the Titans over the Bombers. And the Titans, boy, I tell you what, taking advantage. As you see Scott Bertoli, and boy, I tell you what, his physical play of late has been unbelievable. He is one of the key guys. He dictated that. He really got the Titans re-energized the second period last Friday in that win over South Carolina.
He absolutely has. His goal production has slipped a little bit, but his effectiveness on the ice has really picked up.
Tell you, when he's hitting, when he's playing physical, you see why he's one of the all-stars in this league, why he's one of the best players. He can do more things. He doesn't necessarily have to score goals. Would you like more production? Absolutely. As here comes Choo-Choo, so a wrist shot. And then the puck cleared back out after the block. But it's the intangibles that Bertoli can bring, the other things, the things that don't show up on the score sheet.
Absolutely. Those things are not the things that'll get you to big contracts. Sometimes won't get you to the next level, but they'll help your team win.
Well, puck held in near point. Cable throws it towards the net, and McCauley there. Boy, Dayton, it has been some critical turnovers in their zone. The Titans, when they got the forecheck going, as we hit the final minute. When they have the forecheck going, they've been able to exploit the D.
Well, the Titans have to be very, very happy the way this second period is turning out.
Here comes Kaler. Cutting in, drop pass from Mulligan, a one-time shot, and Sterling got a piece of that loose puck at the side of the net. Another big hit. Hall takes a hit, but plays it out to Cable. Cable outlets for O'Brien. 2-on-2 coming with that foul. O'Brien gets around the check. A 2-on-1. Could he get a shot? He scores! What a play! Steve O'Brien. The D fell down. He just cut in. It stepped it under the pads of Greg Gardner. Wham, bam, boom. It's 5-3.
The Titans are going to have to take the last 3 minutes of the second period and put it on their highlight reel. Tom Namath falls down as a defenseman for the Bombers, and O'Brien just goes all around him, takes his time, and then beats Gardner with a quick shot. And for O'Brien, it's his 8th goal of the season. There you see him fall. O'Brien using the outside of the net rink, and then coming in and beating Gardner one-on-one. Again, a break for the Titans. O'Brien fakes the pass, now shoots, beats Gardner to the far side. Wow.
O'Brien cutting in, and it was Doug Nolan who fell down, and there's a guy converted forward playing D. He's been sort of mixed and matching, and he falls down, and O'Brien, I tell you what, Peter, he's had a couple of highlight reel end-to-end goals on the road this year, and the fans finally get to see one of them here at home. As White has the puck, snaps it off the glass, back out to the neutral zone.
Defensemen call that a bum's rush. If you score, you're great. If you give up the puck and let one go back into your own end, and then you're a bum.
You're a bum. Well, O'Brien picking and choosing his spot as time expires in the second period. And Whitworth maybe thanking Doug Nolan there as they get a little hug before the teams go to their locker rooms. There's now White and McDonnell as well, and there you see Steve O'Brien, and what a rush, and to get it in the final minute of the period, they now have a 2-goal lead heading to the third.
O'Brien picks up his 8th, 5-3 after 2, and they score 3 goals on 5 shots. Wow.
And you'd mentioned before as well about Gardner not seeing a lot of work, how it could affect him. Coming up in our second intermission, we'll have a chat with one of the All-Stars from the Bombers, veteran Tom Namath. We'll take a look around the East Coast Hockey League, and we'll update the Molson Cup standings.
Watch some of this action. These are the Titans as they put this pressure on. I don't know how Dad Foley scored that goal. His body was in front, but the puck was almost on the goal line. He jumps in the air, and rightly so, because this is a goal scorer's goal. From right there, just about a foot off the line, he roofs the shot over the shoulder of Greg Gardner, and that produced a 4-goal.
Dayton had the better of the play for the bulk of the time, but let's go to Ken Adelberger. He is with Greg Ireland.
Thanks very much, Joe. Coach, you guys don't give up a shot for 16 minutes, 50 seconds. Your goaltender doesn't get a lot of work. Did that have an effect on him there in the last 3?
Well, quite possibly. I think our D got a little antsy down there after the one goal where they got the first shot of the period. But to look at the positive, I thought we really skated well that period. We worked hard down low. Got to minimize the turnovers, and goalies are paid to stop pucks. Whether you miss a whole period without action, you've got to stop it. And defensively, we've got to be a little bit better and give them some support.
Thanks, Greg, very much. Joe, back upstairs.
Well, excellent points indeed. The Titans making the most of their shots on goal. They have a 2-goal lead at the end of 2.
Bring together 6 premier automotive franchises. And what do you get? The Peruzzi Auto Group, a team dedicated to a single goal, complete customer satisfaction. We start with a large selection, over 3,000 new and used cars, trucks, vans, and sport utilities. We continue with unbeatable pricing. Our high volume allows Peruzzi to sell for less, and we end with superior service from every department. When it comes to complete customer satisfaction, Peruzzi is the only way to go.
Okay, the usual rules apply. First one to cry goes for pizza. Tonight we have Titanic, the Joy Luck Club, And, oh, The English Patient. The moving story of an English map maker and his dying memories of true love and tragic loss.
Is pepperoni okay? More movie choices on the most movie channels. Another way Comcast digital cable makes life a little cooler.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sovereign Bank Arena. We are through 2 periods of play in this Northern Conference conflict between the Trenton Titans and the Dayton Bombers. And welcome back, everyone, to our intermission studios. I'm Ken Adelberger, joined by the all-star for the Dayton Bombers, Tom Nemeth. And Tom, in looking up his bio, I had to chuckle a little bit because I knew the Minnesota North Stars would come back, and I'd have to mention them somewhere along the line because this guy here was a draft pick of the Minnesota North Stars in '91.
Yeah, that was a long time ago, wasn't it? They've got a new team since then, but yeah, it was fun to get drafted back then.
Would that have been like Glenn Sonmore and that whole era back then?
Actually, it was Bobby Clark.
Wow. Oh, yeah.
Yes, Bobby Clark actually drafted me.
What was he thinking?
I have no idea.
8 years at the ECHL level. Tell me, how do you summarize 8 years? Would you have ever envisioned, I guess nobody ever wants to stay in one place that long, but it's gone well for you.
Yeah, I've had a very successful career. I've had a couple years off with injuries and that, but at the start of the career, I was driving to get called up, and I did for 1 year in Rochester. Unfortunately, I didn't continue it. But, you know, I've met my wife in Dayton, Ohio, and we have a little girl now, so we're set and happy playing right now.
And Dayton has been home since day one?
Since day one, yeah.
Pretty much?
Pretty much. I signed with Minnesota the 1 year, played in Kalamazoo for half a year. The other half I was in Dayton, and met my wife, or girlfriend back then, and like I said, it's been home ever since.
Now, I would imagine you're kind of the elder statesman now of your team, and maybe throughout the league. You don't see too many 30-year-old guys or whatever. It's mostly a young guys league. How has that made it difficult for you? I imagine that the camps every year or whatever are competitive that way.
Yeah, they are. Actually, we do have an older guy on our team, Dave Flanagan, but he's injured right now. But yeah, it is harder and harder every year. The guys are younger and faster and quicker and even bigger and stronger. So, you know, it's nice just the experience I think that I have helps me a lot. We were joking earlier about, you know, the guys skating around in our end and all that, but sooner or later they have to come to me so I don't have to chase them.
What has been, if there's one thing you want to put your finger on that's been the best part of it all for you, what has it been?
In playing wise, probably my offensive ability right now. Just being able to pick guys out. I don't have to run around in my own zone anymore. I can hit the open guy pretty much whenever I want now, which is great. It's a lot easier on the body than holding the puck and taking the hit.
Are you still, even at this stage, still learning little things?
Every day.
Yeah.
Every day you're learning something new. 2-on-1s, you can always maybe shade a guy a little bit stronger here in a place. What you learn more are other players' tendencies in that. You know, if a guy's going to come down on you, you know whether he's going to cut to the middle or stay wide. And when you can learn those guys every time, then you know you're going to be successful.
All right, we talked about the memorable things. What's kind of been the downside, if there's been a downside?
Downside was my injury. I thought I had a good year in Rochester the year I got hurt, and I couldn't play for 2 years. It was a misdiagnosed injury, had it fixed, and came back, and last 4 years it's been a bonus to my career.
Now, the league expanding, it keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. When you tell people about the East Coast League, what do you want them to know?
It's a good hockey league. When I first heard about it and that I was being sent down, I called my agent up. I said, East Coast League, never heard of it. I came down and seen a lot of players that I played junior with and against, and found out that it's a really good hockey league. Now there's 3 solid lines for every team. It's a competitive league. There's no real easy opponents out there anymore. And especially in our division, we have 10 teams that can play game in and game out. So every game's a competitive game.
Quickly look into your crystal ball. This is a big weekend between Trenton and Dayton. Toledo's right there. What's going to ultimately make you guys, if you think you guys are going to come out on top, what will do that?
Us playing every game in and game out. We're not a team that's going to blow anyone away. Hopefully we don't get blown out. But, you know, like you said, there's 4 teams right now, 4 or 5 teams in the conference that are battling for first place. Everyone wants at least a first-round home ice advantage, and that's what we're gearing for. Trenton beat us twice earlier in the year at our place. Hopefully we can win the games here. But I don't think it means that much right now. It's just, you know, how competitive can we be against them?
Good luck, Tom, but not that much.
Thanks a lot.
Tom Nemeth has been our guest. We'll be back with more from Sovereign Bank Arena. Our intermission activities will continue right after this.
Hey, Hey, hockey fans, the Trenton Titans have begun their second season with a bang. Come out and see all the high-flying, goal-scoring, kick-saving action of the Trenton Titans. Individual game tickets are on sale now at the Sovereign Bank Arena box office. All Ticketmaster outlets are charged by phone at 609-520-8383. The Titans face off against Dayton on Friday night, February 23rd, and Saturday night, the 24th. Great seats are still available for all games. The Trenton Titans. It's riveting hockey.
CN8 Extra on CN8 News. Real stories that go beyond the headlines. Stories that expose, examine, and explore. Stories that impact lives. CN8 Extra. Tune in. Find out. CN8 News. Where will we take you tonight?
CN8 Falcon
Travel forecast and your weather on
CN8 News. Tune in. Find out.
Hey, hockey fans, the Trenton Titans have begun their second season with a bang. Come out and see all the high-flying, goal-scoring, kick-saving action of the Trenton Titans. Individual game tickets are on sale now at the Sovereign Bank Arena box office. All Ticketmaster outlets are charged by phone at 609-520-8383. The Titans face off against Dayton on Friday night, February 23rd, and Saturday night, the 24th. Great seats are still available for all games. The Trenton Titans. It's riveting hockey.
Our second intermission is brought to you by RSM Psychology. Want to reach your full potential? Talk to someone who can help. Call RSM Psychology Center in Lawrenceville at 609-895-1070, the official neuropsychologist of the Trenton Titans. I think the Dayton Bombers could use a little analysis after that second period. Dominating through 17 minutes, gave up, wow, a lot of goals, 3 of them on 5 shots in the final 3 minutes, and they find themselves down by 2 after 2. And welcome, everybody, to our intermission studio. I'm Ken Adelberger. A big finish there in the second period should set up a fantastic third. Stay with us, won't you? We want to tell you about the ECHL tonight. This ECHL scoreboard update is brought to you by the Trenton Orthopedic Group, the official orthopedic group of the Trenton Titans. Greenville, the Growl, have added another. They're in the third period, up 3-0 now over the Charlotte Checkers. PD and Tallahassee, how about the Tiger Sharks taking it to the PD Pride? They're in the third, and they have themselves a 3-goal lead. Augusta, their lead was 2-0 in the first, now 2-1 over the Florida Everblades. Augusta looking for a road win tonight. Big battle in the Southern Conference. The Ice Gators and the Stingrays, and it is still the South Carolina Stingrays that have that 2-0 lead. Should they win this one, they will leapfrog the Ice Gators into first place and have the best record in the Southern Conference. Birmingham Bulls continue to give up goals. They've given up a 5 spot to the league, the team leading scorer, or the team in the ECHL that leads the league in scoring. Check that. They now have 225 goals in the year. How about those Toledo Storm? They have a 4-goal lead over Birmingham in the second period. Scoreless, Greensboro and Wheeling in Wheeling tonight. They are in the second period. 3 more games we want to tell you about. Mobile now a 2 spot in the second. They lead Baton Rouge 2-0. Pensacola, the Ice Pilots 1-0 over Mississippi, and scoreless, the Jackson Bandits and the Peoria Rivermen in the second period. That is the ECHL scoreboard tonight. To the Molson Cup standings, you get 3 points for a first star rating, 2 points for second star, 1 point for third, and Scott Sterling, the outstanding goaltender for the Trenton Titans, leading the way with 25 points. Mike Hall, just 4 points back. Dodd Foley, he has a goal here tonight. Spadafora, he has a goal. Bertoli, he's playing well. McLean, he's not here, but nonetheless, there are your Molson Cup standings for the Trenton Titans. Clash decked out tonight, and the fans are loving this one because the Titans have a 2-goal lead through 2 periods of play. Stay tuned. Analysis and highlights are next.
Hey, hockey fans, the Trenton Titans have begun their second season with a bang. Come out and see all the high-flying, goal-scoring, kick-saving action of the Trenton Titans. Individual game tickets are on sale now at the Sovereign Bank Arena box office. All Ticketmaster outlets are charged by phone at 609-520-8383. The Titans face off against Dayton on Friday night, February 23rd, and Saturday night, the 24th. Great seats are still available for all games. The Trenton Titans. It's riveting hockey.
The 2001 Northeast Conference Basketball Tournament returns to the Sovereign Bank Arena in Trenton, New Jersey on March 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Who will be the ultimate survivor when the top 7 NEC men's and women's teams vie for the ultimate Division I hoops prize, a trip to the NCAA tournament? To order tickets, call your local NEC Athletic Department or call Ticketmaster at 609-520-8383. The road to the Final Four begins in Trenton. Let the madness begin.
CN8's got the college basketball you're looking for. Big East, Big Ten, MAC, A-10, and all your favorite teams. It's exciting hoops action, and you've got it on CN8. It's more than academic when Harvard meets Penn in an Ivy League matchup tonight at 7. The issues making headlines. The newsmakers one-on-one. And you live. It's your call with Lynn Doyle. Now, 9 Eastern on CN8. Tune in, find out.
All right, we're back to the Sovereign Bank Arena. In the midst of our second intermission, the Titans holding a 5-3 lead over the Dayton Bombers. Along with Peter Caggiano, Joe Zydlo back to the Sovereign Bank Arena. Peter, the Dayton Bombers dominated this game for almost 17 minutes, at least in that second period, but the Titans get 3 goals in a 2.5-minute span and find themselves ahead.
Well, for those 17 minutes, the Titans did not even have a shot on goal, and then they scored 3 out of 4 shots. Wow.
Really impressive. I'll tell you what, they came back when they had to, and Scott Sterling had to be sharp early on. Here's one of the many saves he made in that period.
Well, the Bombers were on a power play, and Ling, of course, who else makes that centering pass? Look at the quick glove by Sterling to deny the Bombers.
But the Bombers would have a 2-man advantage power play, and Dan Preston getting the Bombers ahead.
This time Preston scores his 10th goal of the season at power play, and again that man Ling picks up his 52nd assist of the season.
Well, the Titans finally got on the shot chart, and their second shot, a good one.
Well, this time the Titans are on the power play. Spadafora, left-handed shot on the right side, right from the top of the circle, the dot on the circle, lets a quick shot go, a one-timer on a pass from Bertoli.
But the Titans weren't done yet.
This time it's Dad Foley. Again, in front, watch as he picks up the loose puck. He scores his 21st, almost from no angle. I don't know how he beat the goaltender, but he did up over the shoulder.
And the icing on the cake was Steve O'Brien.
Steve O'Brien, the defenseman, he gets a break right here. As the defenseman falls down, he goes in, pulls the puck back, then shoots low on the ice, right to the glove side. Wow, 3 shots, 3 goals and only 4 shots. That's amazing.
Oh, amazing indeed. As you look at the numbers, the Bombers out shooting the Titans. They're out chancing them, out face-offing them, if you will. The Titans had advantage on the hits, but there's another advantage. Titans 2 out of 3 with the man advantage. Dayton with a ton of power play shots, but only 1 power play goal, and a lot of that credit has to go to Scott Sterling. He was very good in that period. It could have been a lot worse.
Well, Sterling was very good. He faced a lot of shots. He did what he had to do. Now, when we go into this third period, the next goal is going to be the big goal. If the Bombers score it, they're right back in this game. If the Titans score it, well, it could be curtains for the Bombers right now.
Yeah, it definitely could, but we still have 20 minutes left. I know Greg Ireland's not going to let them quit. The Titans holding a 2-goal lead, 5-3, as we get set with what should be a very exciting third period of play.
Bring together 6 premier automotive franchises. And what do you get? The Peruzzi Auto Group, a team dedicated to a single goal, complete customer satisfaction. We start with a large selection, over 3,000 new and used cars, trucks, vans, and sport utilities. We continue with unbeatable pricing. Our high volume allows Peruzzi to sell for less, and we end with superior service from every department. When it comes to complete customer satisfaction, Peruzzi is the only way to go.
It's a soccer attack on CN8. Shot! Scores! The Philadelphia Kicks are back. It's another exciting season of fast-paced professional indoor soccer action.
What a diving save!
It's soccer played with an attitude and in your face.
Shot! Score!
Philadelphia Kicks indoor soccer. Wild, thrilling, exhilarating. And it's only on the channel that brings you award-winning sports coverage. CN8. Don't miss the Kicks take on the Baltimore Blast Sunday afternoon at 4.
Hi, I'm Judy Collins, speaking for the Valerie Fund. The Valerie Fund centers treat more children with cancer and blood disorders at hospitals in the metropolitan area than anyone, providing treatment near home in familiar surroundings. The Valerie Fund also operates Camp Happy Times, a free 1-week summer camp for kids with cancer where everyone has fun. Let's give the Valerie Fund kids with cancer and blood disorders a second chance at life. To help or make a donation, call 973-761-0422. Thanks.
Welcome back, everyone. 5-3 Titans after 2. The head coach has joined us real quick. Was that as much fun for you to watch in the last 3 minutes? I guess the first 17 were agony, but the last 3 had to be fun.
Well, they were fun. I think it's been a fun game to watch for our viewers, and I think it's been a fun game for the fans here. There's been a little bit of everything. There's been some scoring on the power play, and there's been some 5-on-5 and some goofy goals. But we'd like it to settle down a little bit for us in the third and hopefully just contain them and be a little bit smarter than we have, as we talked about after the first.
Coach, good luck. Thanks very much. Joe, back upstairs.
All right, thanks, Ken. Tonight's Trenton Titans hockey game is brought to you by U.S. Airways. We get set for the third period. Annika Dodfali had one of those 3 goals in that 2.5-minute span, as the Titans sort of ambushed Dayton late in the game and have taken a 5-3 lead heading into the third period.
Hopefully you didn't go to the snack bar too soon.
On Tuesday, March the 6th, the Titans will be taking on the Johnstown Chiefs, and they went out and got some signed new players to help them bring back old-time hockey. That's right, the Hanson brothers from the movie Slapshot will be putting on the foil on Tuesday night, March the 6th, when the Titans take on the Johnstown Chiefs. Great seats are still available at the Sovereign Bank Arena box office, all Ticketmaster outlets, or by calling 609-520-8383.
Do you remember who the big star in that movie was? Who was the actor?
That would be Paul Newman.
Paul Newman.
Paul Newman
played the aging veteran, and I was always wondering how they were going to make him skate. When they said they were making a movie about hockey, how they were going to make him skate. They put a pair of Lang skates on. I don't know if you remember Lang skates. They were made by a ski boot company. It was a big plastic boot. It supported the ankle real strong, and that's how he was able to do those skating scenes.
Well, you got to love it if you're the Titans. 24-0-1 when leading after 2. The only loss came in overtime to Charlotte back on November the 4th, 3-2. Remember it as if it were yesterday. And Dayton, not a great record as you would expect. Most teams not very good when trailing after 2 periods of play. Here comes Dodfali as he sends it in.
Well, the key is, do the Bombers come out the way they did in the beginning of the game, which is to be very physical and take the body. And if you remember way back then, 8 goals ago, that the Titans were knocked off their game. They were not sharp. They were giving up loose pucks. I wonder, and we'll have to see how the first few minutes here in the third period play out, if the Bombers are going to do that.
Well, Spadafora got clipped by Ben Kipe. He hit him and knocked Spadafora down and caught him. And Titans trainer Steve Lipinski running out to take a look at him, but boy, he caught him. I saw that, and Spadafora cleared it the other way. Here's the replay.
And here's Spadafora as he starts up the ice, just releases the pass, and he catches. Look at his left skate. His left leg kind of gets tucked underneath him.
And boy, I hope he's all right. And Kipe got him with a big shoulder.
And Kipe kind of reached out with his left hand and hit him up high in the shoulder of Spadafora, but it looked like his left skate kind of buckled underneath him. It kind of twisted. So it could be an ankle, a knee, not sure.
I think hopefully it's just the wind knocked out of him, or he just caught him there. Hopefully he can stand up. He's getting up on his own power. It's a tough kid, Paul Spadafora. I'll tell you what, everybody in that locker room loves and respects that guy because he comes out and he plays so hard. And, you know, Peter, you wouldn't think of if a rookie came back from a call-up if he'd mean that much to this team, but he has given the Titans energy since he's returned. And there's the man right there. You have to keep your head up when Ben Kipe's on the ice.
Kipe is the kind of guy that if you have your head down, you'll be sitting down. When you mentioned Spadafora, just last Friday night, he netted 2 goals, including the game winner in the Titans' 4-2 win over South Carolina, a game that was right here on CN8.
Well, hopefully Spadafora, just the cobwebs knocked out of him, or, you know, could also be, if he hit him shoulder, maybe he got one of his legs, might be a Charlie horse. That's one of the worst things you can get if you're a hockey player. You just have that dead leg, can't put any weight on it. And maybe that was part of it. And there's Nolan. It is for Bill McCauley. Choo-Choo's finishes him off, and then the puck cleared over the Titans bench into the crowd. And Ben Kipe, again, we mentioned before, All-Star game, he had 8 hits, and I alluded to that earlier. He's a guy that I don't know how this kid has not been called up.
Well, there's a few guys that you think should be called up. Kipe, one of them, but again, 133 minutes coming into tonight's game, that's a lot of time to sit in the box. Selected as the rookie of the game for the All-Star game just played 2 weeks ago with a goal and an assist.
Tell you what, he had our vote in the broadcast team for that game. I mean, he was unbelievable. I remember mentioning to Bruce Lamine, who was one of the guys I was working with play-by-play-wise. I said, you've got to watch this kid. He likes to hit people. And sure enough, he went out there. And like I said, I think if it's an All-Star game, you're not supposed to hit, but I think it brought it a little more interesting.
Yeah, but how upset would everyone have been if he hurt somebody with one of those hits in an All-Star
And that's
game?
a very good point. That's a great point. Is now White goes sliding down. He and Ling trying to chase him. Loose puck in front, and Choo-Choo's able to just sweep it back out to the neutral zone. Stays with the puck. Plays it for Cable as he was hooked down, and Ling just kept the hook on him. And if not a 5-3 game, here we go. Hall is trying to go at Blaine McCauley. And Hall and Blaine McCauley. Hall, not the fighting type, but finally he and Blaine McCauley probably just had enough of it. And Hall got a couple in as they tussle.
Not the guy you would expect to ignite the fire, Hall, but again, doing what all team leaders do, doing what all captains do when their team needs to be picked up, and probably just got to the point where enough of this stuff, we're not going to take it anymore, and said, I'm going to settle the score with Bill McCauley.
He was coming up the ice, and McCauley just kind of hack and whack and hack and whack. 24th straight game with at least one penalty for Blaine McCauley. You mentioned it. He's one of the penalty minute leaders here as well.
Watch somebody. There's people being pulled down. That's Ling. Now, this is what started. Notice the check right there. He's getting up slow, but that was a good check as Choo-Choo's had his head down. Now, here they're exchanging rights back and forth. Good left by McCauley there as he catches Hall. But again, Hall holding his own pretty much for most of this ruckus, and there'll be coincidental majors. Both guys will sit for 5 minutes.
And the key is, too, Blaine McCauley caught him in the head. So you're not hitting any, it's probably the hardest part you're going to hit. That's not going to feel good when you're swinging away. So Hall, I think, did a pretty nice job. And again, that's the first time, and I've actually worked on teams where Mike Hall's been over the course of the last 3 or 4 years, 3 of the last 4 stops he's been. I've never seen him play.
I was just going to say, it's his first fight of this year, and you've seen him a lot longer than I have, Joe. If you say it's the first fight you've ever seen him have, that really says something for the intensity he's bringing to the game tonight.
Well, you mentioned it. You hit it right on the head. That's what a leader does. You know, you just take enough of it. And here comes Whitworth the other way. Snap shot right on Gardner. Close the pads. Rebound St. Hilaire. Far point O'Brien. A long shot. It's deflected in front and over the net and wide. Whitworth had got right back. Here's Nemeth. Slides ahead for Brendan Brooks. Diagonal feed hits St. Hilaire in the back of the skate. Whitworth off the turnover, then tied up by Nemeth. And Brooks will carry out. Pass behind Isherwood. As White to close in on him. Behind the net. They still battle. And White will dig it out. Cam White demands for David Whitworth. Whitworth backhands ahead trying to get Strobot as he got knocked down again. Another open ice hit. It was Mulligan, I think, that finished him.
We talk about it, Joe. Whether you have the puck, you don't have the puck, whether you just release the puck, you better keep your head up because the Bombers are going to hit you.
Well, if I'm Greg Ireland going into the third period, as he mentioned, you got to take positives out of it. I just say, hey, let's keep playing the way we were. We were dominating that period. We just didn't get the save.
They dominated the second period, at least 17 minutes of it, and they dominated most of the first period.
And Spadafora back out there. Good sign as he fights free of Lubensky. Bertoli slides behind the net. Strobot tried to center. And Gardner blocked the pass. Bertoli now in the near corner. He tied up by Lubensky. And here comes McDonough. He drops one for Schill. Wrist shot in front, blocked by Belter, then gets it back, and Sterling high off the shoulder, able to make the stop.
Schill wanted to take the first shot, but the puck was on its edge, and he had to settle it down before he was able to get the second shot off.
Rolled back into the Bombers zone for an icing call against the Titans. Just over 3.5 minutes into the third. Titans holding a 5-3 lead. So far, so good for the Titans. They haven't allowed that early goal in the opening 4 or 5 minutes, which you always have to worry about.
And I'm sure Troy Ward told them, be prepared to accept the check. Be prepared to take a hit, to make a play. Do not give up the foolish penalty. Do not cough up the puck in our zone.
And you see Jamie Ling. He has 2 more helpers tonight. He will take this face-off with Ryan Moynihan. And a key there, because Mike Hall normally would be out with Choo-Choo's in either Cable or Moynihan taking the face-off, but Hall in the box with the Blaine McCauley at the offsetting fighting major.
And through 2 periods, Dayton had the lead in face-offs over the Titans.
Williams plays to Cable. Cable will skate it out. And he sends it in on net. Gardner tips for Nemeth. Plays to and Preston. He slides off the glass back the other way. Now we'll have an icing against the Dayton Bombers, and the draw will come back. Now to our left in the Dayton zone.
There we take a look at Cam White. you can see what a veteran does. As he was chasing the puck back into his zone, he had his legs moving, but he wasn't going anywhere. This way he couldn't catch the puck to ensure that it would cross the line and create an icing situation. Just a smart play.
Cam White playing for his 12th team in 6 pro seasons. A very key component on this Titans defense, one that has allowed the fewest goals in the ECHL and going for that fewest goals allowed record.
And he comes into tonight's game a +15.
Shot taken on Sterling, an easy stick stop, and Williams can't clear it out. Puck is bounced right back to him, and he'll leave a little backhand flip for White. And White will play to Choo-Choo, sidesteps a check Moynihan. Tied up in the neutral zone by Bill McCauley. And Kite gathers. He's at cross ice for Nemeth. Nemeth at cross ice for McCauley. Back to Kite. Kite hits the line, hooked from behind by Cable. They tie him up and just shoulder him off, and able to win the puck there is Williams off the nice tie-up. And back in the Dayton zone.
A little too early with 15 minutes remaining here in the third period for the Titans to be content just dumping the puck out of their zone.
White, nifty play there, fought off a check, got his own pass back, and will carry to center and flip it in. Well, these two teams play again tomorrow night, and I think Greg Ireland wants to continue to establish this, keep the physical play, and the Titans, I think, in this period, just want to prevent them from scoring, maybe forecheck better and counter that energy.
Well, that's why I said the next goal is so important, because if it's scored by the Bombers, they're back in this game. If it's scored by the Titans, then you're going to see some messages sent for tomorrow night. And I think we're going to have a penalty coming up here to the Bombers.
Yeah, bad penalty at that. You mentioned before the Titans had to be smart and take one for the team, and there we go. St. Hilaire.
There's the left. And then Lubinsky just pulls him down, and for that he'll sit 2 minutes.
So Lubinsky on the rough.
Well, Lubinsky's just a rookie. He's on a 2-way contract with the Syracuse Crunch, and those are one of those things he's going to have to learn. There's an aggressive penalty, and then there's a dumb penalty, and that was a dumb one.
So Lubinsky in the box. Titans with their 4th power play of the night. They're 2 for 3. And they have allowed 1 goal in the power play, but that's a 2-man advantage, and tough to kill those off. Cable trying to slide in front of the slot. O'Brien a shot, and Gardner got a piece of it. He looked behind him as well, and then the puck wrapped back down the other way. As we get Sterling out, St. Hilaire will set up behind his own net. He's going to be forced to carry out from Ling. St. Hilaire for Dodfally. Dodfally hits the line, trying to cut in, try to backhand for Cable. He's tied up there with Preston. Puck rolled far wall. Ling there. Ling's going to carry it out. Very good short-handed player as he carries into the Titan zone.
Ling comes into tonight's game with 4 short-handed goals, so he's a threat regardless of the situation on the ice.
Here comes Choo-Choos, 2-on-2. Choo-Choos waiting for a trailer, trying to get around Ling. He's hooked from behind and spins it in front. Just missed Dodfally. He was alone in the slot, and he would have had a great chance on Gardner.
Just a little bit behind Dodfally. Couldn't quite reach it with the big stick.
Belter sends one in. Belter now with Strobot, Whitworth, Spatafor, and Bertoli. Bertoli for Belter. Belter slides it in front. Got it to Whitworth, still holding. Now brings it back out. David Whitworth. Down low, Spatafor tried to center in front. That pass was blocked, and then the puck cleared off the boards back to center.
Joe, you saw 2 situations where a right-handed shot on the off wing got the puck, but if the pass is not perfect, it's very tough for him to handle. And both times, they had to corral the puck, they had to stop it, and it wasn't as fluid as they'd like it to be.
Well, Belter for Whitworth, and bouncing puck was forced back by Mulligan. Now gets it back. Whitworth sidesteps a check, plays it cross ice for Belter. Belter will just slide one in slowly, just a little too far for Strobot. Preston there, and Dan Preston will carry it out. Titans have to be careful here. Schill trying to sneak behind. As Preston hits the line, he'll wrist one on net. Sterling the stop, rebound loose. And deflects into the near corner. Bertoli, 5 seconds left on the Trigen Energy power play. Here comes Spatafora. He skates around one man, trying to cut in. Far circle, then dropped it there. Moynihan will settle it on the far wall. Spatafora as we're back to full strength. Nemeth chips to Lubinsky. He'll play it up the near wall, back out to center. White or Williams, and there's pass, but now he'll control.
Good job by the Bombers on that penalty kill, allowing the Titans only 1 good scoring chance.
The puck dumped into the Bomber zone again. It's Derek Ernest tied up by St. Hilaire. He's the guy you want to pressure when he has the puck again. Not a good puck handler. He's now Nemeth. Nice control, drops back. A pass for Doug Nolan. Nolan sidesteps one check, slides one in. Williams back to get it. Backhand near corner for White. White up the near wall for Cable. Slides that one off his stick back to center. That's Nolan for Brendan Brooks. Chopped that by Cable. He knocked it away. Here comes Skrobot. Skrobot into center. Snaps it off the far boards into the Bomber zone. And now a man falling down. A turnover in front. A loose puck. Still loose. As Skrobot trying to knock it away. Whitworth gets the puck back in. Chance Gardner the stop, and he holds on. And there's Derek Ernest again doing what he does best. Dumb things. I'll tell you what. All day long, he handled the puck on that ship like a hand grenade, and the Titans almost able to take advantage of it.
He's one of those guys you want to give the puck to him.
So the Titans with a 2-goal lead, and we'll be back with more after this. Hey, hockey fans, the Trenton Titans have begun their second season with a bang. Come out and see all the high-flying, goal-scoring, kick-saving action of the Trenton Titans. Individual game tickets are on sale now at the Sovereign Bank Arena box office. All Ticketmaster outlets are charged by phone at 609-520-8383. The Titans face off against Dayton on Friday night, February 23rd, and Saturday night, the 24th. Great seats are still available for all games. The Trenton Titans. It's riveting hockey. Here's the replay again, and Derek Ernest with a turnover. Titans almost able to capitalize, and look at that, a loose bucket. Ernest, that might have been his best play all night.
You're too kind, Joe. But again, good pressure by the Titans. Greg Gardner has to make the save on the backhand.
Off the draw, it's Belter. Fires a long shot, and that one just wide of the net. Pike corrals the ricochet and lays it up for Bill McCauley. Now to Ling.
Again, the puck takes a funny bounce as it hits the metal poles holding up the glass around. Came back out the same angle the original shot was directed.
Puck held in far point, a long shot. Sterling, the kick save. All the way to the near point. Preston able to hold it in. His trying to flip it in deep. O'Brien able to knuckle that one away, but held in. Nemeth a long shot and sticked away by Sterling. Puck played off the far boards. Titans can't get it out. Loose puck in the slot. Backhand chance is deflected wide. Here's Spadafora. Spadafora with Pipe hawking him. Spadafora trying to fight free. And Ling just keeps the legs moving and able to carry it out. Then gets elbowed. He's knocked down. He's going to draw a penalty. Bill McCauley got the elbow up. And Spadafora, luckily the linesman stepped in. Otherwise, Spadafora trying to go after Bill McCauley.
Joe, you're absolutely right. The linesman helped out Spadafora by preventing him from getting back at McCauley. Spadafora does a great job using his legs from back in his own defensive zone, lugging the puck out, beating two players coming along the side, and then he draws the penalty right there on the bottom of your screen. He takes the penalty as McCauley uses the elbow and the hand. McCauley gives him a second shot right there, but if not for the linesman stepping in, Spadafora might have gone back at him. Again, those are the mistakes you cannot afford to make. You were handed a power play. Do not give it back.
Well, Hall back out there now. And we should mention when we came back from break, Hall and Blaine McCauley came out of the box. They were still jawing at each other. So I don't know if that's done or this might fester over for tomorrow night's game. Puck sent in by the Titans. McDonald tied up by Hall. And Blaine McCauley elbowed him in the head. Bertoli, a long shot, is ripped wide. My referee Ernst, I know he just called a penalty on Dayton, but a clear elbow to the head.
That's exactly so, Joe. In fact, Ernst went over and said something to him because he did see it, but doesn't want to put the Titans 2 men up. However, if he doesn't keep this game under control, he's going to see 4 more periods of this. The rest of this period tonight and the 3 tomorrow.
Spadafora trying to center for Hall. Titans with a couple power play, goes 2 for 4 tonight. As Blaine McCauley wraps it back down the other way.
Right now the clock is the friend of the Titans. Just 10 minutes remaining here. And with a 2-goal lead, all you're looking to do is eat away that clock.
Now Titans could get a goal here. They have just over a minute left on this power play. They can get another goal here. I think it's the final nail in this coffin. And then who knows what's going to happen here to finish this off with a game tomorrow.
Well, exactly so. Then you're going to see the message sent for tomorrow night. I'm not sure which team's going to send it, but you will see a message sent.
O'Brien for Cable. Diagonal feed too far for Dowdfowley. Nemeth able to chip off the wall. They got the numbers the other way. Now it's 3-on-3. Plays to Isherwood. Isherwood trying to cut in. Tied up by O'Brien. Still got the clamps on him, and he ties him up. Cable back to get the loose puck. Cable up the far wall, coughed it up to Isherwood. He plays it back far corner. Cable there again. He'll play to St. Hilaire. Off his stick, rolling up the near wall. Dot Fowley able to backhand it for St. Hilaire, and the Titans finally come to center, and St. Hilaire will wrap it in. Emmett, of course, on the forecheck by Choo-Choos, but able to control, and they're back down the other way. And boy, it's one of those things where it almost seemed like this is a time killer for the Titans, but Dayton's been very aggressive. They have not let up on their checks, and they got to credit the penalty kill.
Their penalty killing has done a great job the past 2 minutes. When they had the opportunity to move the puck up and take an offensive threat, they did that. Again, the Titans not looking necessarily to score, just wind the time down. We're down to 8:43.
Hey, hockey fans, the Titans have created a 6-game ticket voucher book for the fans on the go. Not sure what game you want to attend? Purchase one of these 6-game voucher books, and then you decide when you want to use it. Just bring a voucher to the box office and exchange it for a ticket on your desired game. Tickets are subject to availability, so act now. 6-game voucher books are only $84. For more information, call a Titans sales representative at 609-599-9500. There's Mike Hall, who had what I think might have been his first fight of his professional career with Blaine McCauley earlier in this period.
And now he's taking a big face-off deep in his own zone, and of course he wins it.
There's now the puck battling with Ling. He tried to center one that Williams, Williams with a hit on Kite, and he shouldered him off.
This is going to be a 5, Joe. And maybe
I wonder.
And maybe even a game misconduct.
I disagree. I don't think it should have been 5. Kipe's going in there. He caught him with the shoulder. If anything, I don't even know if it's a boarding penalty. Granted, you want to get him for hitting from behind, but I don't know about that. But Kipe, he's one of those guys, as we got some problems here.
And we have Clash in the back trying to join in.
Yeah, he is.
But what happens when you check a man from behind like that and you cause him to go head first, either into the boards or into the goalpost, that dictates a major. Don't be surprised if it is 5. He's checking his teeth.
And Ben's got them all, but actually got him in the nose.
His nose is bleeding. Watch on the right-hand side of your screen. He gets hit directly from behind, and he goes face first into the boards. Yep, they're going to take him off. They're going to send him. He's not only going to get a major, he's probably going to get a game misconduct.
Yeah, he's done.
Yes, he is. And I'm not sure this will carry a fine with it as well, but this may be just what the Bombers need to get themselves back into the game, a 5-minute power play.
Well, not only is it 5-minute major power play, but again, you lose one of your key defensemen as well, and Williams is gone. Boy, this has been an entertaining but a very interesting game. Seen a little bit of everything tonight.
Well, who would expect Kite, who delivers checks and gives body checks, takes one and gives his team a 5-minute one-man advantage? He's being tended to there at the bench, getting his bloody nose fixed. And for Kite, who came into tonight's game with 18 goals, will be the catalyst to try to get the Bombers back in the game.
Fans, you can now enjoy premium seating and complimentary VIP parking as an Inner Circle Club member. Experience the excitement of Trenton Titans games as well as concerts and various family shows. For more information about our exclusive club seats, contact the Arena Premium Seating Department at 609-656-3207. And Troy Ward discussing with referee Joe Ernst.
Joe, there's no doubt about it. He was hit directly from behind. You can always tell when a player, when that kind of penalty should be called, when a player is indefensible. When you see his back snap, when you see his head come back, or just the opposite, go straight down, as what happened right there to Kipe, right into the boards, that has to be a major. Guys are hit from behind often, but they know the check is coming. They feel the guy, they know it's happening. Here he had no clue, no idea, and the hit caused him to be in a situation that was very, very dangerous.
After seeing the replay angles, I agree with you on that. I do. And again, what the league has done the last couple seasons, which I really like, is to protect the players. Again, you're going to hit somebody from behind.
You have to.
You have to do it. I agree with you. And every time it gets called, they're very consistent about it. So kudos to the East Coast Hockey League and their officials for making those calls. Belter now, he's at the near wall, couldn't get it out. Preston able to hold it in, but Belter spins, couldn't get it out again. That's a 5-minute major power play. Williams 5 for boarding and a game misconduct at 11:27. Dayton can score as much during this 5-minute power play. Nemeth, our circle for Ling, trying to cut in, slid it in front, blocked by Bertoli. Backhand chance, I think Bertoli scooped it away again. Belter the loose puck, he'll fire, but into the crowd. So just 29 seconds into this 5-minute major power play for the Bombers.
This is going to be the longest 5 minutes the Titans have ever gone through. And as you mentioned, because it's a major, even if the Bombers score, the man does not come out of the box. They get a complete 5-minute power play.
And that man right there, Scott Sterling, has got to shut the door. And I think, you know, one of the things, Troy Ward, when he was talking with referee Ernst right before we started this power play, he mentioned something. I could read his lips. He said, watch retaliation. And watch to make sure that they don't try going after one of the other Titan forwards. As Nemeth sticking a knee out and knocked down Spadafora. Well, I'll tell you what, it's good. I think it might get ugly before it's all said and done.
Well, that happened in center ice, did not affect the play, though. That's why there was no call on that.
As the puck along the near boards, now back behind the net, Ling for Bill McCauley. He holds. Bill McCauley holding. High slot for Nemeth. Back to Bill McCauley. He'll leave for Nemeth. A long shot through traffic, blocked as he actually broke his stick. Excuse me, didn't get much on it. Bertoli will clear. Just over a minute into this major power play.
Tom Nemeth not having good luck tonight. He fell down on the O'Brien breakaway goal in the second period, and there breaks his stick on a clear shot.
White able to chip one back to center. There's Nemeth. Ahead for Ling. He throws it cross ice for Preston. He fell down. Titans get a break and Hall will clear. We lost an edge and a huge break for the Titans.
3.5 minutes left.
Ling. Getting hawked there by St. Hilaire. And then he lost the puck at center. Boy, he took a whack at him, got away with it. And Lubensky now, he's shouldered off by St. Hilaire. Puck dumped in, Sterling. And a backhand behind the net, Potter. Tied up by Schill. And Kite able to gather the puck, so Ben Kite back on the ice. Good news for the Bombers. Good to see that he's all right. Up along the near wall, St. Hilaire trying to dig it free. Is White battling now with Kite. Kite trying to go to the net. Kite trying to stop shot. He lost the puck. St. Hilaire ties his man up. Hall with the loose puck. He'll feather it back the other way.
Great job again. Titans bending but not breaking, doing a good job as the puck is all around the Titan net, but no shots.
Almost halfway through this 5-minute major as Isherwood sends it in. Takes a bump, Belter, far wall, can't get it out. Ties up his man though, and Spadafora plays to O'Brien with open ice, and he'll slap it back the other way. Again, Belter, he didn't get the puck, but he tied his man up, allowing Spadafora to get the loose puck to O'Brien.
That's all the first defenseman back is supposed to do, is to tie the man up, leave it for the second defenseman to pick up the puck.
And an offside whistle on the Bombers, so the draw will come back to the neutral zone with just 2:21 left on this major power play for the Bombers.
And we take a look at Ling. Jamie Ling coming into tonight's game with 65 points, now has 67, 26 points over his last 15 games. He's the kind of guy, especially on a power play, he's going to hide in the corner. He's going to stay where you can't see him and then make that feather, make that perfect pass to a teammate.
You know, you don't really appreciate a player like Jamie Ling until you actually see him. You sort of isolate, watch him on a shift. And we get a chance to see that, and he's so good in open ice. As the Titans, a key point here, you need to win your faceoffs and kill. You've said that many a times, and they've won the last 6.
And they lost that one, but whoever wins the faceoff controls the puck, they control the game.
Even the meter jinx him there as Belter plays it up the near wall, couldn't get it out. Preston moves it back in deep. Ling there. Ling trying to come out. He plays to Bill McCauley or Dan Preston. Our circle for Nemeth. Back to Preston. Near circle, Bill McCauley. Back to Preston. Traffic. He just tipped it wide. And the puck bounced behind the net. Ling was right there. Spadafora, the loose puck, couldn't backhand it out. Nemeth or Bill McCauley. Still holding. Plays it far circle. Preston a shot, and he just missed the net. Puck bounds near point. Nemeth drags it back, middle of the ice. A long shot is blocked by Bertoli. He steals, and he's going to skate it out. Scott Bertoli with the loose puck will fire a long shot on Gardner, and he sticks it to the far wall.
That gave the Titans a chance to change their players. Now they have a fresh group of guys out for the last minute and a half.
And Hall steals. It's a bump from Kite, but not before he clears. Boy, this is very critical. The Titans here trying to kill this off. Lubensky or Brendan Brooks. Pops it in, hoping to get Kite, who's tied up. It's whacked there by Potter. White to the open man, St. Hilaire, and he'll clear it down. Great composure by the Titans that time. They worked it well.
Joe, not only composure, but now confidence. They're confident they can throw that pass in their own zone. They're not going to have a giveaway, and they're clearing the puck easily.
As Brooks chips it in. And added some interesting numbers. No shots through the first 4+ minutes of this power play for the Bombers. Knock on wood. Levinsky lays it to Kipe. Back for Nolan, for Kipe. A one-timer, he rattled it off the post. And St. Hilaire will clear. You got to be good and lucky. And the Titans and Scott Sterling got lucky that time.
And that's still not a shot on goal.
Still not a shot on goal. Iron doesn't count. As they get one last rush on this major penalty. Ling lost the puck, and it's bounced back to the neutral zone by Cable.
Time for one more rush for the Bombers.
McCauley gonna slide it in, deflected into the Titan zone. 5 seconds left. O'Brien wraps it far, boards, and he'll clear back to center, and they've done it. And Troy Ward clapping on the bench as well, as he should, and as well as these fans should. Critical kill, Peter. This could have been a different game.
Now, did this let all the wind out of the Bombers? Are they done? Because they had 5 minutes to put themselves back into this game and did not even get a shot on goal.
There's a puck played far corner. Can't rest on your laurels yet. Titans have to keep feeding off that momentum. As Ling battling with Whitworth. And trying to dig it out. Plays it to Nemeth. One-timer, he fanned on it. And the Titans, I think, tired on the ship. Whitworth will stay out to chase Ling back. As Whitworth now a steal. Whitworth waiting for the change. Still peeling off. And he battles in the near corner. And Whitworth, one hands to Bertoli. Reshot is blocked. David Whitworth just kept the legs moving. Great shift to keep it in deep and get that change.
Exactly so, Joe. Keeping the puck in deep, just taking time off the clock.
There's Scrobot, far wall, tied up, actually taken down by Preston. Oh, Spatafora behind the net. Battling with Nemeth. They still battle. Brendan Brooks able to dig it free as Nemeth took Spatafora out of the play. Well, Brendan Brooks still holding there and trying to take a dive there. Bertoli knocked him down. I think Greg Ireland sort of motioned like he wanted a penalty, but he wasn't going to get that. Bertoli is taken out by Levinsky. Big hit there. Boy, I tell you, these teams just trading back and forth. Isherwood pulls it in. Mulligan battling with Belter. And O'Brien ties up Isherwood. Kaler. Isherwood trying to get it. He's tied up, knocked down by Scrobot. Plays it ahead for Spatafora. Spatafora takes a bump, but not before he plays it back in the Dayton zone.
Joe, I got a hunch some of these guys are not going to be in the morning skate tomorrow. They're going to be having ice bags on their rooms.
Kaler sends it in. O'Brien, knocked down, but when he gets some help, Kaler has the puck, plays it there for Jonathan Schill. Schill trying to roll it free, but lost it to Cable as he plays it ahead for Hall. Bouncing puck, Hall cutting in on Gardner. Shot, and Gardner got a piece of it. He was getting ready to come out and go to the bench. And the Titans are able to control. Now we're going to get a delayed penalty. It's going to come, I think, on Dayton. And I think, indeed, it's going to be a roughing penalty. And we'll settle the score very late here in the third. As we hit a break, Titans holding the 2-goal lead, a big penalty kill. And they lead it 5-3.
Begin with a question.
What is Tai Chi?
This week, explore new opportunities. Create a better you.
Burns, bug bites, strains, and sprains. This week, it's Suzanne to the rescue with First Aid 101.
Join us for Seeking Solutions with Suzanne.
Watch me and give me some tips.
Now, 7 days a week, 3 times daily. Every day, a new journey begins.
Along with Peter Caggiano, Joe Zydlo back to the Sovereign Bank Arena. There you see it late here in the third period. The Titans still holding that 2-goal lead. Peter, a huge penalty kill and almost getting a great chance here.
Well, this is Hall coming in. He's hooked a little bit from behind as the play continues. Watch, see a left hand right there in the face of the Titan player. And that guy, although he gave up 5 goals, Greg Gardner played very well tonight.
Well, we'll take a look at our game summary. Crucial penalty kills we just mentioned. They did not allow a shot to the Bombers in the 5-minute major. Critical there. Their streak in jeopardy. I think it's going to come to an end. The Bombers had a 7-game winning streak coming in, but they're down 2 goals with 1:13 left. And Aniket Dadfali's folly, a goal and 2 assists tonight. Big players came up big here tonight for the Titans.
When they needed the goal, when they needed the big hit, when they needed the big save, they got it.
Titans are going to finish this third period with a man advantage as Ling plays it to Bill McCauley. Trying to cut in front. Pass was blocked. Butch Cable will knuckle it slowly back in the other way. Hoping for Choo-Choo's down to the final minute of this third period. Choo-Choo's holding the puck as now the Titans try to set up. Cable plays it far corner wall for Dadfali. Hopped over his stick but able to play it back behind the net for Cable. Hopped over his stick. And now Preston will knuckle it back into the Titan zone. Well, it's going to be a wild one tomorrow night. They'll finish up this back-to-back in the regular season series at 7:05 here at the Sovereign Bank Arena. Cable sending one in with 25 seconds left in the game. Ling ahead now for Bill McCauley. He gets around Skrobot, rolls to Lebensky, chips it in. White and with Bill McCauley, 12 seconds left. Spatafora the loose puck. Well, Spatafora cutting out of his own zone. Cross-ice feet for Skrobot. He's got to step up. Blast right on Gardner. The stop. Rebound loose. Spatafora one-timer. And Gardner, they score. Gardner got a piece of it. And it trickled past him with 1.2 seconds left. Wham, bam, boom. Icing on the cake. It's a 6-3 Titans victory.
Another power play goal for the Titans. Their third of the evening. Boy, that was one of the areas they were lacking in, but not tonight. 3 power play goals. Again, watch the pass right from the blue line. There's the shot by Skrobot, the save. Good hard work. Keep hitting the net. Spatafora puts it in. You see Gardner looking, well, where was it? Didn't I have it under my pads? I guess not, because it did trickle in. And now just 1.2 seconds to go.
And the Titans, how about this? After going down 3-2 at the 14:36 mark of the second, 4 unanswered goals, and off the draw, they have won it! 6-3 over the Dayton Bombers. And I'll tell you what, Peter, I think a better third period for the Titans. A critical kill where the Bombers could have got back in. They didn't allow them one shot on a 5-minute major, down one of their best defensemen, Vince Williams.
2 keys to this game, Joe. One, at the end of the second period, they score 3 goals in 2.5 minutes. They score 3 goals on 4 shots. And then here in the third period, after Vince Williams gets a major, I'm not sure if they called it boarding or what the exact call was, but to hold the Bombers shotless, not one shot on goal for 5 straight minutes, that clinched the victory right there.
And here it is, Steve O'Brien. That was a big goal right there late in the second period as the Titans got it done, and now 38 wins overtaking last year's win total.
Well, this just sets up tomorrow night's game, which should be a doozy right here at the arena.
Huge game for the Titans. They now improved to 38-14-3 and snapped Dayton's 7-game win streak. Titans now surpassed the win total last year and the point total. For Peter Caggiano, I'm Joe Zydlo. We'll see you next week.
Into their songs. Let's take a look at their award-winning video, Oh Diane, from their CD, The Bright Side.